See. Good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Well, someone is already here. Morning. Oh, well, someone is already here. Uh, no, I'm having feedback. Yeah, I'm having feedback. I don't know why, but anyway, good morning, guys. Good morning, and thank you, as usual, for listening to me, for being here on my channel. I really appreciate you. Shout out to Mr. Uganda, my favorite supportive person. Very supportive, Mr. Uganda. Shout out to you, African Millennial. Thank you. Shout out to you, baby, baby, baby Rodriguez. Yeah, those are my. And also, Ras Moise is always here. Uh, uh, I can fire. I can fire. Shout out to you guys. You guys know yourself, even if I forget someone. So I really appreciate you guys. It makes me so appreciative, and it makes me feel so honored to kind of like always having you on my channel, um, always having you here, listening to me. When I created this channel, it was just to speak my mind because sometimes I feel like I listen to a lot of people, and sometimes I feel like I'm not always there to give my opinion because I'll have maybe a different perspective on stuff. So, and I want us to look at things from different angles so that we don't just feel comfortable continuing doing the same thing. Yeah, it's about time. Let me see. I have another computer here. Let me access it. I have my laptop with me. My laptop has been letting me down lately, so I'm using my desktop right now, but I also have my computer with me, my laptop with me. I wanted to talk about something that I came across on YouTube that really kind of like disturbed me. You know, it really disturbed me because this is something that happens a lot in our community, especially on the continent, and that very few people are comfortable addressing. Hey, my hair is here. My brother is here. Comment ça va? Tu vas bien? Tu comprends le français? Tu vas bien, Camerounien diaspora? Merci. Thank you very much. Thank you. If you love me, you're gonna help me spread the truth. Because my brother, I really believe that we can do better. You look like someone that has lived outside of yeah, even if you're anglophone, you still understand French, right? We live in a country where French is the most spoken language, so you should be able to understand French. So yeah. So what I'm saying is, yeah, I really let me tell you why my talking point, right? My stand on things. African diaspora, if you're from Cameroon, like you say, you have lived outside of Cameroon. You have lived in the Western world. You have lived among people that have figured out how to make things work for themselves. At least we can give them that. We can respect that if you want to be honest. You have to give them that. They have figured out a way of making a working environment, a very functional environment that allow them to live the best life they can on on a daily basis. I would really want, like, me be exposed to them and look back to what we've been doing. Really, there's nothing magical, you know, on what they have about what they have done. The same thing can be done. I'm not saying to copy and paste. I hate the copy and paste. That's why I don't even support with the direction in which we leading, because I feel like we're copying and paste without really doing the groundwork, building a really strong foundation for ourselves and on which we're gonna build. We're just doing the copy and pasting. It's not gonna work. So to me, I think African people has to get their act together. To be honest, to be honest with you, they have to get it together. There is no excuse. There is no excuse. So I'm just gonna kind of like ramble a little bit and let people get here. I really want to share this video because this video really touched me. I was really like, I was really sad basically. I was disappointed. I felt very uh I'm not gonna say ashamed. I'm not gonna say angry or anything like that. But I felt a deep disappointment when it comes to the way that we kind of like handle things. Let me see Facebook. Let me see. So to me, we have so much to work on, and there is no excuses. We have spent, we have always been finding ways or excuses, reason not to be competitive. Yeah, so it's about time. It's about time we be serious with ourselves. We have to. We have to be serious with ourselves. So I'm gonna share this video. I hope it works. I hope it doesn't stop my computer as it's been doing. And go from there. Yeah. There's a video that I came across on the internet. I watched this African American lady that is trying to move back to Ghana and make it her home. But what she has encountered is very disturbing. Let me see. I'm always struggling on sharing stuff with YouTube. I'm gonna I have to find her video. And that was disheartening for me to watch this and listen to her story and the thing that happened to her. It it should it should have never happened. Her name is Leslie. I think her YouTube channel is Leslie. Okay, there we go, Leslie. She was basically assaulted in Ghana, and there's nothing like assault in Africa. I'm making this video in support of her because she says she's going on a movement. Uh, let me see, Leslie, what's your video? I'm seeing this one. Let me see, Leslie. Okay, I am Leslie Jones. Yeah, that's the name of her channel. She's a very happy, outgoing, very, very friendly, very happy person. Like I watch her. I watch this lady share. Let me see. Share screen. Let's go. Come. Let me see. No, hold on. This one. Let's see. Huh. Wow. Call to action, she says. Yeah. So yeah, this is Leslie. Everyone. I was very sad. Oops, what did I do? Wrong thing. Okay, let me see. Alright, I think this is how stuff. I'm sharing screen.
So
Why
this
is it not
video
working? This thing always like messing with me. Can I see? No. Don't you supposed to just be oh my god, me struggling with the internet. What's wrong with this? I'm sharing this. Why isn't that coming up? Oh, there we go. Now, so this is Leslie. We're gonna watch her explain what happened to her in Ghana. First of all, this lady is such a outgoing. I have never seen anyone like her. Even on Mount Repart, I have never seen anyone as excited as she is. Like when she talks about Ghana, it with so much joy that it makes you want to go back to like live even in your country if you're African and go to Ghana. She talks about Ghana with excitement, with so much hope and belief. Okay, but she just lately encounter. I'm gonna let her stay. I'm gonna let her. I'm gonna play the
the
video.
obviously different from my other videos. And after talking to my lawyer and other Ghanaians, I
Oh my God, where's the
refuse
volume?
to let what happened to me be swept under the rug. If you would have told me that investing in Ghana and buying land would have ended up with an assault,
There's no
I
volume.
would have never
Let me
believed
figure
you.
out the
But
volume,
this
please.
is my story. I've been told that it's just a whole, it's just a broken system in Ghana, and this is just how things happen here. And I, folks, I'm shocked. I'm just shocked. So, with the popularity of people repatriating and investing in Ghana, it's important to know what system you're coming into because most of us are coming from the West, coming from UK, and have no clue what it is to be in a country that's quote unquote underdeveloped or recovering from colonization. So there are things, especially if you're a single woman and you're very hands on like me, there's a way that now I know I have to go about things in this country. This is here in Ghana, it's a patriarchal system with very little to no accountability for fraudulent, um, unprofessional, unethical, criminal behavior. And that is what brings me here to
If you
share
guys
with
give
you
me a
what I went
second, I'm
through.
gonna turn. I'm
I
gonna
went through the
call my son to help me how
proper
to
ADR measures.
show me how
The
to
ADR is
put the
Alternative
volume
Dispute
on.
Resolution. It wasn't part of my plan to showcase this, but I sent them a letter with certain terms within that letter to reconcile this issue. The agent who received the letter is named Salome Appeals on August 30th. And they didn't respond within the 2 weeks given. My lawyer gave them another week. They didn't respond within that time. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. Okay, so allow me to be clear of who this is, of who I'm talking about. This is not an attack on Ghana, the country. This is a exposure of CASA states. The violation was done at the Abeka Junction location across from the police training station, and the representative is Salam Manu. He's part of their sales and marketing department.
My name
Hello? Oh my God, everybody's gone. Oh, the video is muted. Oh my Lord. I did not know that. Oh gosh, I see. Okay, I have no sound. That's what's going on. All right, let's start this again, guys. Sorry.
Be swept under the rug. If you would have told me that investing in Ghana, buying land would have ended up with an assault, I would have never believed you. But this is my story. I've been told that it's just a whole, it's just a broken system in Ghana, and this is just how.
I'm so sorry. Apparently, I was muted. Mamize, you look beautiful. I can't hear anything. I'm not sure if it is just me, though. Maybe I've gone deaf in the last 10 minutes. LOL. Can someone else confirm whether they can hear this video or not? Mamize, the video is muted. Mamize, you have no sound. Okay. Catch you guys. Let me fix that.
How things
You
happen
guys
here.
need to come back.
Folks, I'm shocked. I'm just shocked. So with the popularity of people repatriating and investing in Ghana, it's important to know what system you're coming into, because most of us are coming from the West, coming from UK, and have no clue what it is to be in a country that's quote unquote underdeveloped or recovering from colonization. So there are things, especially if you're a single woman and you're very hands-on like me, there's a way that now I know I have to go about things in this country. This is, here in Ghana, it's a patriarchal system with very little to no accountability for fraudulent, unprofessional, unethical, criminal behavior. And that is what brings me here to share with you what I went through. I went through the proper ADR measures. ADR is Alternative Dispute Resolution. It wasn't part of my plan to showcase this, but I sent them a letter with certain terms within that letter to reconcile this issue. The agent who received the letter is named Salome Appeals on August 30th. And they didn't respond within the 2 weeks given. My lawyer gave them another week. They didn't respond within that time. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. Okay, so allow me to be clear of who this is, of who I'm talking about. This is not an attack on Ghana, the country. This is a exposure of Cost Estates. The violation was done at the Abeka Junction location across from the police training station. And the representative is Salam Manu. He's part of their sales and marketing department. So bear with me as I tell my story. For those that have been following me since the beginning, I've been recording my journey, documenting it since November 2020. And I have a playlist specifically for Cost because what I've experienced with them from a business standpoint has been so unprofessional and unethical that I created a whole playlist. And from, them moving my land without notifying me to sending my documents to someone unauthorized, but not sending them to me, and I'm the one that paid for them. So I was forced to fly to the country to just put my eyes on my indenture, from being threatened to, once I got to the country, finding out a portion of my land doesn't even exist. Folks, this company is beyond ridiculous. I don't even know how they're still open. And so, which brings me to my story, because once I found out that my plots didn't exist, the chief of staff said, "Come to the office and let's fix this." And this was on August 15th. So I got to the office. I was there for about 5 hours. Towards the end of me waiting and then fixing my paperwork, I see Salam walk up the stairs. And so I already don't like the company. They know that I have videos out exposing their unethical and unprofessional behavior. So to avoid any type of confrontation, I was editing a video. So I put my earpod in to start editing. Before I can even put the second earpod in, someone comes, grabs my face, and forces me to look at him. And he says, "Look at me." Folks, what? Violation number one. Why are you putting your hands on my face? I'm trying to avoid you, but you want my attention, so you're gonna put your hands on me to make sure you get it. Insanity. So I hit his hand off my face, and he grabs my arm. And I'm sitting down. So by this time, I'm slightly lifted because he's pulling my arm. And I say, "Let me go." And he's like, and I said, "Don't touch me, let me go." He's like, "Well, I touched you, let me touch you last time." Folks, last time I was at that office, I was with my lawyer. I've never been alone with this man. I don't know where he's getting this stuff from. I must be someone to him. I must be someone to him in his mind that, okay, anyways. So we go back and forth. I'm trying to get away from this guy. I'm trying to like release myself, and he just won't let go. And by this time, I'm focused on getting away. And so he's saying something, but I don't hear it because I'm trying to get free. And then I saw the more aggressive I got, the more aggressive he got. So I changed the tactic. I smiled. I became more feminine. And I looked at his hand and I said, "Why are your fingertips purple?" Folks, all his fingertips were purple. I don't know what that means. All I know, I'm thinking, your hands are dirty and you're touching me? That's ew. So he looks down at me to stay masculine and fight for him to let me go. Who knows what would have happened? He would have used his strength to make sure he knew who was in power. So once I became feminine and started smiling and, "Oh, why are your fingertips purple?" That's when he let me go. And my witness who was sitting next to me, I said, "Did you see that? That is a lawsuit, folks. This is during business hours at the CAS office. What?" So my witness says, "You know, they do that all the time to women. They probably do that to the women working here." I said, "This is not right. It's
Okay, I think I'm gonna stop right here for now to discuss this. Okay, it looks like you guys are back. Thank you for coming back. Um, yeah, it looks like you guys are back, and thank you guys for coming back. I wasn't aware that there was no sound. I hope everybody can hear me now. Can you guys hear me? Mr. Uganda, are you back here? Can you hear me? Is the sound okay? Okay. Did you hear her story so far, Mr. Uganda? I would really, really love to have your opinion on this because, you know, the sound is perfect. Okay, thank you. Yes. So I can fire you here. Thank you. You guys are my supporters. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. I want to ask you guys, did you guys hear that story or what time in the story did you get here? Did you guys hear it from the beginning till when I stop it? Oh, it's her name. Her I think her YouTube name is I am Leslie Jones. I believe she is. I mean, I watch her. You might have to explain it to us in full. I mean, I don't want to explain it. I mean, just gonna go back, maybe play. It's better. It's not long, you know. Um, because explaining it is not gonna sound like you're not gonna have all the detail. She knows how to explain the story very well. She lived it.
It's just a broken system in Ghana, and this is just how how things happen here. And folks, I'm shocked. I'm just shocked. So, with the popularity of people repatriating and investing in Ghana, it's important to know what system you're coming into, because most of us are coming from the West, coming from UK, and have no clue what it is to be in a country that's quote unquote underdeveloped or recovering from colonization. So there are things, especially if you're a single woman and you're very hands-on like me, there's a way that now I know I have to go about things in this country. This is here in Ghana, it's a patriarchal system with very little to no accountability for fraudulent, um, unprofessional, unethical, criminal behavior. And that is what brings me here to share with you what I went through. I went through the proper ADR measures. ADR is Alternative Dispute Resolution. It wasn't part of my plan to showcase this, but I sent them a letter with certain terms within that letter to reconcile this issue. The agent who received the letter is named Salome Appeals on August 30th. And they didn't respond within the 2 weeks given. My lawyer gave them another week. They didn't respond within that time. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. Okay, so allow me to be clear of who this is, of who I'm talking about. This is not an attack on Ghana, the country. This is a exposure of cost estates. The violation was done at the Abeka Junction location across from police training station, and the representative is Salam Manu. He's part of their sales and marketing department. So bear with me as I tell my story. For those that have been following me since the beginning, I've been recording my journey, documenting it since November 2020. And I have a playlist specifically for cost because what I've experienced with them from a business standpoint has been so unprofessional and unethical that I created a whole playlist. And from, them moving my land without notifying me to sending my documents to someone unauthorized, but not sending them to me, and I'm the one that paid for them. So I was forced to fly to the country to just put my eyes on my indenture, from being threatened to once I got to the country, finding out a portion of my land doesn't even exist. Folks, this company is beyond ridiculous. I don't even know how they're still open. And so, which brings me to my story, because once I found out that my plots didn't exist, the chief of staff said, come to the office and let's fix this. And this was on August 15th. So I got to the office. I was there for about 5 hours. Towards the end of me waiting and then fixing my paperwork, I see Salam walk up the stairs. And so I already don't like the company. They know that I have videos out exposing their unethical and unprofessional behavior. So to avoid any type of confrontation, I was editing a video. So I put my earpod in to start editing. Before I can even put the second earpod in, Salam comes, grabs my face, and forces me to look at him. And he says, "Look at me." Folks, what? Violation number 1. Why are you putting your hands on my face? I'm trying to avoid you, but you want my attention, so you're gonna put your hands on me to make sure you get it. Insanity. So I hit his hand off my face, and he grabs my arm. And I'm sitting down, So by this time, I'm slightly lifted because he's pulling my arm. And I say, let me go. And he's like, and I said, don't touch me, let me go. He's like, well, I touched you, let me touch you last time. Folks, last time I was at that office, I was with my lawyer. I've never been alone with this man. I don't know where he's getting this stuff from. I must be someone to him. I must be someone to him in his mind that, okay, anyways. So we go back and forth. I'm trying to get away from this guy. I'm trying to like release myself, and he just won't let go. And by this time, I'm focused on getting away. And so he's saying something, but I don't hear it because I'm trying to get free. And then I saw the more aggressive I got, the more aggressive he got. So I changed the tactic. I smiled. I became more feminine, and I looked at his hand, and I said, "Why are your fingertips purple?" Folks, all his fingertips were purple. I don't know what that means. All I know, I'm thinking, your hands are dirty and you're touching me? That's ew. So he looks down at his hands and he looks slightly shocked, and then he lets go of me. Folks, that's how I got out the situation. If I continued to stay masculine and fight for him to let me go, who knows what would have happened? He would have used his strength to make sure he knew who was in power. So once I became feminine and started smiling and, oh, why are your fingertips purple? That's when he let me go. And my witness, who was sitting next to me, I said, "Did you see that? That is a lawsuit, folks. This is during business hours at the CAS office. What?" So my witness says, "You know, they do that all the time to women. They probably do that to the women working here." I said, this is not right. It's no one should have to go through this. So the chief of staff comes out, and my witness starts talking tree to the chief of staff. And all I understood was lawsuit, because he was speaking tree, but lawsuit, he said, excuse me, he said,
All right, I'm gonna stop it here for a minute and let's discuss what we have heard so far. So I don't think she hit him back, Mr. Uganda. I don't think she did. But I really want to know what you guys think about what you have heard so far. What do you think about this? Because this is outrageous. You know, when I tell you how incompetent we are, you guys say that I bash Africa and I bash us. You guys tell me, what do you think, Mr. Uganda? What do you think about the story? Do you think that she has the right to be up to feel the way she feels? Like she's upset, she's disappointed. This lady, I follow her. I follow a lot of people. Like I watch a lot of people as much as I can. I shouldn't even be watching that many videos. But even my husband is upset at me because I spend my whole time kind of like keeping up with um repat in Africa because to me that's a very positive thing for them to repatriate to Africa. So yeah, I follow her. She's a very outgoing, very always so positive and hopeful. She's always like joyful. Like her happiness is so contagious when you watch her. Like she's always excited, always so um driven. I was I was very deeply like disappointed that this happened to her in Ghana. I've never seen anyone so motivated, self-motivated at her. She even got this guy, another YouTuber, another African American YouTuber. His name is Jay. I think it's Jay Alexander. She even got that guy to buy a land. I think in the same area. It's kind of like a beach front land, and it's at 2 hours away from Accra. It's not even in Accra because everybody want to be in Accra because it's so easy, it's convenient. Everything is there, but she has to drive 2 hours outside of Accra to acquire that land. And she convinced Jay Alexander. I think his Facebook is maximum. The name of his Facebook is Maximum Impact. with J. So she even convinced him to acquire a land in the same area, which he did. He did. He's still in the process. You know how it is. It's not a straightforward thing. It's a process. Yeah, he started the process anyway. So I don't think he has gotten his indention or anything like that. Yeah, no, he hasn't. But yeah, he yeah. So they did a video together. Seeing her go through this reinforce my fight against our toxicity as African. African culture, what goes on the ground in Africa sometimes is so unfair because the way the men treated her, that's exactly the way they treat men, women. I mean, some. Let me not say because people gonna come over here. Her YouTube channel is I am Leslie Jones, in one word, and I think the I is capital. Um, yeah, it's I am Leslie Jones. That's why I have so much. I feel like I have a bigger like view on things than a lot of people that come up here and want to argue with me. Because I follow a lot of people. So I hear people talking about the experience, what they encounter. And a lot of the time it matches with what I know. I know the reality on the ground. We want to paint a picture as if things are where they're supposed to be. No, 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 no. The way women and children are treated in our society, we're not there yet. We used to be. It used to be better though. It got worse. It got very bad. We have to go back to where it was because people get confused about like our real when they talk about Africans way of life, the way before and the now is not that, it's destroyed. It's been destroyed. We have to be able to face it. What she described, I can picture it, I can live it. What she says, I can feel it in me because that's exactly how it is. Like the men in Africa can mishandle the woman anyhow they want to. The society, the people around are not gonna be there for you. If you're not lucky and that man has a little bit of power, oh my God, that can be the end of you at all. I can fire. I don't know if you're still here. Can you tell me if this is the model of patriarchy that you keep talking about? Oh, woman, you should not talk to a man like this. A man, a man, a man, a man. Is that how the men's supposed to behave? If they are very vindictive. Like they can see you and want you, and if you don't pay them any attention, they become very vindictive, and they can do anything they want to you. Basically, no one is gonna jump in and trying to defend you because the man has the whole power. You know, they're not because they're even scared. Like other men will not intervene because you are viewed as his. I'm not gonna say property. They're gonna be like, oh, I don't know what you guys were doing together, so I cannot come in between you. That's how it is. No surprise. So for people that want to go to Africa as a woman, okay, let me see. Why did the man put his hand on her though? I still don't get it. She said it was he was. She said she was trying to put in her earphone. Then he just wanted to touch her. Okay, the backstory, right? She has an issue with this guy already. So there, she was kind of giving him a cold shoulder, and he did not appreciate that because to him he feels as if she was undermining him. So she ignored him, and he did not appreciate that. He went and kind of like uh trying to force her to look at him to acknowledge him because to him it's like a disrespect if she's not acknowledging him. He felt disrespected, I would say. Yeah, that's why he came and grabbed her forcefully, and turned her head towards him. And also, I'm sure he was jealous. I'm telling you, they're very vindictive. Wait until yourself, even like a man, go do business over there. Business is so personal. Like if you're not getting anywhere with one person you have started with, and you want to change, maybe agent or whoever you collaborating with, even if in the same company, some people can be very, can take it very. He said jealous of what? That's the best word I can use right now. That's how they are. Very, when I talk about lack of emotional intelligence, you see Uganda, go to Uganda, start doing big business. You're gonna come here and tell me how it goes. People, how am I gonna describe it? Immaturity, it's a big thing, big deal. You know? Thank you. Everybody keep complimenting me. Thank you, Mr. Uganda. I saw your compliment. I think I saw African diaspora and I saw I can fire a bit. I think so. I don't know if he complimented me, but anyway, thank you to all of you, African millennial. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, they are very vindictive, you know. I think he's jealous of the relationship she's trying to create with the other agent, you know, because she was working initially with that guy. He was the person um, that came to kind of like measure the land and uh, establish the paperwork, but he wasn't being serious. Like she wasn't getting and you know how they're slow and they drag you. So she decided to kind of like reach out to someone else that is above him or something like that, from my understanding. So he did not appreciate that. I guess that's how he expressed it. I'm gonna go back and continue. Maybe when she continue talking, you're gonna understand better. Let's go back to the story.
Said in English, and the chief of staff just looked at me, and then he grabs me, and it takes me to the end of the corridor, and he starts talking about chop chop, folks, because he's fixing what he did wrong regarding my land. So as I'm talking to him, um, Salam sees me talking to the chief of staff, and Salam shouts, "Oh, you have a new friend now? We were friends." Folks, this is insanity. And I said, "We were never friends." And then, of course, he comes back and forth. And every time he comes back, I'm like literally guarding myself. I don't know what's going to happen next. Because I'm still there because they're fixing my paperwork. They're making land that doesn't exist all of a sudden appear. And after the last time he walked by, I talked to my witness. I said, "This is crazy." And he was like, "I'm honestly scared for you." He said, don't, don't be around these men by yourself." And I'm like, "Well, now I understand." And he was just like, "You got to be careful," because even the chief of staff was winking at me, calling me his girlfriend. I'm just like, something's wrong. So after that, I told my witness, "Don't leave me until I get to my car." And he's like, "I'm not gonna leave you." And then he literally stayed with me until I got into my Uber. I drove to my Airbnb and I sat there and I just cried because I've never been through any of this before. I've never been physically assaulted in the States. I mean, the amount of extortion that goes on here, the amount of disrespect, I'm just like, what? And so as I was sitting, this very our Airbnb, I was just laying down on my bed, and of course I started to cry, and that just made me think of everything that I went through with Cos from another one of their employees texted me like between 9 and 10 p.m., sending me a picture of himself, and then Salam with his awkward love confession when I was calling him to get my refund because they moved my land without telling me. I'm like, that's a breach of contract. And then freaking him releasing my indentures to a person that wasn't authorized to do so, then threatening me, and then I come here and then get assaulted.
You were not put on this planet to work for money. Money is meant to work for you. And
during business hours, when they're trying to fix selling me land that doesn't exist, this is insanity, folks. Insanity. So I got myself together. I called my lawyer. They're shocked. And I said, I know this is a patriarchal system. So doing a criminal case, what strength do I have to do a case? He's like, as long as you have a witness, we can help you with this. And I was like, great. My witness is MIA now, so I don't even have a witness for a case to be strong. I went to the police department because I was like, there's no way I'm not gonna do nothing. Filed a report there. I went to the Database Protection Commission. I reached out to them. They haven't responded yet because releasing my information to someone that's not authorized, that's a breach of data. Like what? Now I also filed a report with the U.S. Embassy. Folks, I don't care if my case is weak. There's no way I'm not going to do anything. At least his name's in the system, because if it's something that they do on a regular basis, report. People, report. So at least if they see 3, 4, 5 people complaining about the same company, complaining about the same person, at least that person that complains the 3rd or 4th time has a greater chance of winning a case. So I don't even have a strong case. It's not even gonna go. The chief investigator told me it's not even gonna go past. He's not even gonna make it to court because there's literally no evidence of him. No, there's no scar. There's no anything. I said, this is crazy, folks. This is crazy. So that's what happened. So with the only unbiased witness I have blocking me and it's not gonna help me. All I have is you now, and if the system is broken to where employees or representatives can assault you during business hours at the office location, and they know they can get away with it, then I'm obliged to make a clarion call to everyone, especially if you plan on investing and repatriating as a single female here in Ghana. Like, there's no way you think that I'm gonna let this happen to me and not tell you? No way. No way at all. Like, they can delay my indentures. They can do whatever they want. They can try to get back at me with not giving me the indentures to my land. I'm more valuable than land. You're more valuable than land. We're more valuable than any commodity that this earth can even bring forth. Folks, let us prioritize what's important here. Human life and dignity is important. They get away with stuff like this here. And I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure this is recorded and this gets spread to every ear that has an ear to hear. So what do I need from you? Very simple. You guys are already doing it. Like, subscribe, and share, especially to those that want to repatriate and invest in Ghana. I don't need anything else, folks. I just need the word to be spread. Because even though I can't win at courts, especially because my unbiased witness is not willing to help me, folks, you're a type of court too. The people, the law might not have my back, but you, just by you liking, subscribing, and sharing, that's having my back, folks. And this is, at this point, this is beyond me. This is beyond me and me being assaulted, beyond me and land. This is the future and the reputation of the African diaspora coming back and investing in the motherland. What? Because now that you know this aspect of the Ghana law system, you can be prepared. Maybe if you're married, have your husband do most of the things. Or, if you're a female and you don't have a husband, hire someone. So now I have a caretaker that's going to overview my land. Folks, do you think I'm going to be doing the same thing like I did previously? No way. Because YouTube, all the land, it's not worth me getting my face beat in. Because you're telling me if a man is mentally and emotionally underdeveloped, he wants my attention and I'm not willing to give it to him, he can take my attention, physically assault me, and there's nothing I can do about it. You gotta be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. So if you want land that bad and you're willing to still work with this company, I mean, I don't even know what to say to you. And so now that this is bigger than me, there's a hotline in the description box. So if you have been violated and you have no voice, I'm willing to open up my YouTube page to interview you and to get your story out there, because no, folks, it's just, I'm shocked. I am shocked. So I have my email. Don't use my email, please. Email me if you have a legitimate story that you weren't able to get out because you don't have a voice and the system's not really there for you to help you. Reach out to me and we can set something up. Lastly, folks, I'm the first one to return to the motherland in over 400 years. Since the transatlantic slave trade, my family has never been back to the motherland. We left these lands in the worst conditions humanly possible. And to come back and to experience this, when my whole goal was to contribute and invest and repatriate, and for this to happen and to find out that there's a hole in the system and that people can get away with this easily here, it's very upsetting and disheartening. So my YouTube will be a little different from now. I won't be so hands-on. But the vision continues. The beachfront boutique resort will continue. You just won't see me as much because I'm not willing to get beat up over this. Like, what? So overall, my case might be weak, but it doesn't diminish the truth of what happened to me. So folks, when we say like, subscribe, share, it's because it helps the algorithm and gets our video out to more people. And this video needs to reach every ear, every person that even have a little interest in investing in Ghana. They need to know their approach, especially if you're a single woman coming here, how to go about it, and maybe put men already in order to handle your business. And hey, if you're a woman and you've done everything on your own and you never ran into this, great for you. But my story is different. And I don't want this to happen to anyone, especially us coming back from the transatlantic slave trade, coming back and thinking this is a safe haven. Folks, I've never been assaulted in the States, not even by a white man. If I come here and get assaulted by a black man in Africa. Overall, I still believe that eventually we'll come together in unity through community. So even though I'm hurt and I'm just shocked of what I went through, I still believe that we can come together as a people because we've been through too much, and we can still come together and help each other and find a medium between the African diaspora and the Africans that's been on this continent. Because through colonization, folks, we never, in ancient Africa, of Kubilan, there wasn't, men and women worked together. We didn't have this disrespect between genders until colonization came. So let's keep that in mind, that we're trying to get back and forward with the correct mentality of unity, because that's the only way we can overcome any of this. So I still believe in us. I still believe that there's a tremendous opportunity in Ghana, but we just have to be strategic so we don't get hurt in the process. Okay, so thank you for watching my video, and uh, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
As I drove through Ghana, I would see street art. Action Aid, ratify ILOC 190 now. I stand with Action Aid and eradicating harassment at the workplace.
All right. There you guys have it. I'm very happy to share this story, her story. I am I approve what she's doing, and 100% believe her because I know how they roll over there. I know how they roll. The sexual harassment, the physical, emotional harassment, it normalized. It's normalized. When you're in Africa and you're a woman, you're not married. That's why marriage is so valued over there. Because when you're not married, you are exposed. You are exposed. Like normally, even your parents don't feel comfortable letting you leave the house without being married as a female. Usually you stay in that with your parent until you get married because they kind of like feel more safe and comfortable to to know that someone else, another male, another man, is taking you in and gonna be your protection. Your protection, it's a man by your side. That's why they value marriage so much. That's where that like well, even when you're growing up, you're just dreaming to get married, to find your prince and get married as early as you become a woman, yeah. I love your office wall color. I have non chauffeur. Wow. Thank you. I like blue. So yeah, my wall is dirty. My kids, yeah, they got my wall dirty, but it's fine. That's not the main um issue over here. So yeah, I wanted to bring this up so that we can discuss and realize the thing that I keep talking about over here, and people be like, "No, you're bashing Africa." I don't bash Africa. I know we have a lot of issue that we have to deal with, but no one want to address those issues. If you go to her comment section, you're gonna see a lot of other African women. There was a woman there talking about she's been scared of speaking up because such things is not. Uh, yeah, she was saying she has been scared about bringing this topic forward because of the retaliation. These people are very vindictive. I'm telling you, especially when you're in a community where my internet keep going in and out. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, yes, guys, that is the reality on the ground. You guys were here when ES got assaulted by her at the time fiance. uh I think they were not even fiance anymore. They had broken up, but the guy was still very jealous and still have a lot of resentment towards her. And like I told you, they are very vindictive. They will get out of the way um, just to make you, just to retaliate, basically. You know, um, the system, to me, the system is very oppressive and abusive. If you don't have power, if you don't know someone, if you don't have connection, anything can be done to you. These people are capable of like taking her money and taking her land. Nothing is gonna be done. That's just the system. Especially if whoever is taking the land has better or and higher connection than you. Oh, all you have is your tears. It's your tears. They don't care about human life and dignity at all. They don't care. The only dignity that's valued is the dignity of the people that have more power, more money. And when I say power, it's money. You know, the power only resides in having a lot of money. So if these people know people in the government or stuff like that, nothing can be done to this man. That's why if I know Leslie, I would advise Leslie not even attempt to like take it to the court. That would be a waste of money because even when you go to court, you have to bribe them. I mean, even the how do you call that, the security guy, you're gonna start there to and bribe your way to the judge. That's how it's gonna be. That's not a functioning system, I'm telling you. So there was more to that ES situation, but yeah, they were not together romantically when the incident happened in Tamale. Yeah, I'm talking in an aspect of where she couldn't get any kind of like she wasn't rescued because ES explained this very clearly. So ES was assaulted when her that guy assaulted her, the Dusty Prince assaulted her. Uh, there were some guy around in the compound. There were people in the compound, but the ES has to run away from the compound alone, and no one kind of like raised a finger to kind of help her out of the situation, even break the altercation off. No, they did not, because that's just the way it is. I'm telling you, if you are being assaulted by nobody cares. He's a justice chief. It's not, listen, it's not about the title of these men are immature. It looks basically as if they have stopped growing at the after 15 years. The level of maturity, level of thinking, the ability of solving issue, it's very low. Trust me. That's why they have that emotion. It bursts out, and they take it out on the. It only takes a weak man to kind of like assault a female, because even um biologically you guys are different. I mean, you are stronger than a female. So why go and insult someone that are not even at your level when it comes to like strength and all that? Why coming and that's so that's a that's a weakness. No, Ayako brother tried to hold her back, and she kept pushing forward to fight. That's not true. That's not what ES explained. I was on that live that night. I was on that live, and that's one of the things that ES really took to. Offense to. Well, sometimes I don't know what I'm speaking, English or French. Offense. Yeah, English took offense to the fact that there were people in the compound that could have stopped Ayoko. It wasn't about the brother holding ES back. Why would the brother not push Ayoko or even tell Ayoko not to push his hand on the woman, on the female? It doesn't make sense. Yeah, a man can, if he's wrestling with a woman, he should be the one to be kind of like handle with force, you know because he's the aggressor, I would say. But she was left in that situation by the people that she used to look at as brothers and sisters. ES broke this down very clearly. I don't think it was 2 days or during even during the altercation. I was laughing that night, so I watched her go through it. Um, when she started screaming, "Look, look, look at what Ayuko is doing to me!" Whatever. I even recorded that. I had it on my phone at one point, but I don't even know where it is, to be honest. Maybe it's somewhere in the cloud or yeah, somewhere. So yeah, she said that the people that she used to be with on a daily basis, they were there and they did not defend her. The person that's supposed to be rescued is the supposed to be the female, the woman, but the women it's always put on a very difficult position. We can trust what we saw in the video. In the video, we saw her fighting. Yeah, she has to defend herself. Is she gonna sit there and just let Ayoko? Because Ayoko she was charging at him. Yes, of course. Why not? You think she's just gonna sit there and let him beat her up? She has to defend herself. Her charging at him is her way to kind of like push him away too. Yeah, because that guy, he was first of all he was drunk, so he wasn't even in her right mind. He needed somebody to kick him very hard and maybe into the bush somewhere over there where he can be stuck so that ES can leave. You know? Yeah. So in Africa, right? All these single lady, when you go there, there's certain situation in which you don't want to find yourself, especially when you're opposing a man. These people have such a misplaced ego that is out of control, and for that ego to protect that small tiny ego, I call that ego like inferiority complex. To be honest with you, they feel so. How am I gonna say? I'm not gonna say less of themselves. It's an inflated ego. It's a misplaced ego. It's an ego that doesn't supposed to even there. It doesn't. It's not. It's an unhealthy ego. I can give that ego all these adjectives because yeah, they can like Leslie was sitting in the office. Whoever she was speaking to, the chief of whatever she's talking about, the chief of service that was sitting there working on her paperwork. That was a male too, but he did not protect her. Who does that? And that's a culture that has become the culture. Is acceptable in the culture, so they don't think that men was doing anything wrong by kind of assaulting her, like twisting her face towards him to force her to look at him. They don't think they're doing anything wrong because it's acceptable. When we talk about African women respecting men, it's more of a fear, you understand? It's more of a fear than respect. If they were to given more power, you know, and allowed to express their real feelings, I don't know where we'll be, to be honest with you. You know that if you try, you're on your own. And this man can do anything he wants to you. And that part when they're having a crush left and right on her, typical, typical. Sometimes it's so gross, they don't even realize it. They think they're doing you, it's their way of kind of like show you, give you attention. All I know, she got a new man and he's fine. Yeah, yes, he's fine. I hope he's not like that. Not every, no, people are built differently. I'm talking about, when I talk about this, it's just culturally. There are people that don't do that, that will not do that to you. Like my husband, he will never put his hand on you. But that's not because he is afraid of anything, or it's just the way he is. It's just his choice, you know, because he doesn't see himself. Why are you laughing, Mr. Uganda? I'm serious. He doesn't at all. But in his young age, you know, he used to do it until I don't know what stopped him from doing it. Uh, because it's acceptable when you're growing up. Even as a teen boy, you can beat your girlfriend at like you want to. Nobody's gonna come and blame you for putting your hands on her. That's culturally accepted. So you guys be careful. And when you're facing these men in Africa, always be very humble. Be smart. There's a way of beating them, you know, on beating them in their misplaced ego. Be very, be very humble, submissive. Like she told you, the way she got herself out of the situation was the way she got herself out of the situation was pretending as if she has calmed down and was like make herself small so that he can stay on his pedestal. And then that made him feel powerful. That's the only way he let her go, because these people, they can be very dangerous at times, especially if you in a close space with them. You don't know what they can do to you just to prove to you that they are the man. That's that. Yeah, that's the reality of it. When I'm everything I'm saying here is to help people, to be honest with you. You always have to accompany yourself with a man when you're dealing with other men over there. They don't look at women as something. A woman standing alone, it's weak to them. They don't sometimes want to deal with women standing alone. To give you your full respect value of women, you have to be accompanied by men. You have to, especially when you're married. Oh, they will respect the hell out of you. When you're a married woman, yep, madam, yes, madam, yes, madam, they will respect you so much. But don't be dealing with them being a single lady. It doesn't work with them. They look at you as a they prey on you, basically, yeah, to be simple. They prey on you. Professionalism is non-existent. Don't go to Africa expect people to be professional. But Mamiza, if a woman disrespects a man, should he let her do it? What is considered disrespecting a man? What is considered disrespecting a man? You know, many men will not allow it. What they're gonna do? Put their hands on the woman? Mr. Uganda, it's very rare for women to disrespect men in Africa. You know why? Because they are scared. There's a fear component there. They don't you cannot easily see a woman even confront a man in Africa. What you do, you can go behind him, gossip with your girlfriend, okay? Or maybe trick him. But like face to face confrontation, you don't want to go that way. In the West over here, because they have the protection of the system, even when your husband beats you and you go to the police station in Africa, they will ask you, what did you do? Why did you make him upset? Why did you upset him? What kind of woman are you? How did you get why will you get your husband upset? So these men believe that whatever they're doing to you is justified by the way you behave. And at no point they sit back and say, okay, maybe I should have handled this situation differently. Yeah, When I was growing up, I was maybe like, let's say 17, and my friend's elder sister died in the hands of her husband. I will never forget that. So I always have that in the back of my mind. I always pray not to get a violent man because the violence, I mean, like, I'm telling you, even the neighbor cannot come and save you because he's gonna go after that neighbor. They'll be blaming you for putting yourself between a man and a woman problem. They can only save you if they're really seeing that you in danger, real danger. Like maybe he has beaten you so much that you're about to pass. That's that's the only time anyone can intervene. That culture of like domestic violence, they don't have that. They don't even understand what domestic violence is. Domestic violence is tolerated, it's accepted, it's normal. But they will say, don't just kill her because women at certain level are seen as like the man's property. If a woman scream in the man's face, calling him all type of names, what should he do? Let her? You can walk away. What you talking about? Only you can control yourself. If I was a man, I would walk away and not deal with that woman anymore. I have all the power. I have I'm the one to decide if I want you again in my presence or not. I can take myself out of the situation. That's the power you have. You have the power that to control who you are. Just because she's screaming at me and insulting me, hitting her is not going to stop her from insulting you. You understand? If you hit her and she's at the moment unable physically or mentally to insult you, she will insult you even more when she heals, once she finds her strength. So really, it's not solving the issue. You choose in which situation you want to find yourself. You know who you want to have around you. You're the only one accountable for what kind of person you have around you. I'm a first firm believer of divorce. Trust me, because in our culture, African culture, right? Divorce is a shame, and there's a lot of women that are in marriage they shouldn't be in. Nothing is more valuable than your life. That's what Leslie said. She said even that beachfront land that she bought, she's ready to let it go if she's gonna be insulted by the people. Because these people have no regard for who she is as a customer, as a person, and as a woman. If she had a husband, they would have never. Those men are those men are cowards. Like I'm telling you, these are coward men. They will have never put their hand on. But I don't think many of our families believe in divorce. I'm telling you, that's a taboo. That's a taboo. You don't divorce. Now, listen, now with this new generation, even like me, I'm open to divorce. Growing up, that was something I was taught is not good. Um, there's even a song in French that we used to sing. Quand on a des enfants, faut pas divorcer. Quand on a des enfants, faut pas divorcer. I mean, when we have children, we shouldn't divorce. What do you call a modern woman? I'm a traditional woman, very submissive. Very. I love family. I love harmony. It calms me down. It keeps me calm. I don't like dysfunction. I don't like chaos. And I don't like injustice. I don't. So, maybe I don't know. I'm in the middle, traditional, modern. I'm a traditionally modern women. I would say it like that. You know, modern. I don't know what that means. I mean, I don't know. And I'm someone that don't necessarily keep up with trends. I'm not. I don't like trend at all. I always go the opposite direction. That's why my view are always like not so popular. Popular, you know. And I don't care as long as I'm faithful to myself and I believe and um I can stand by what I'm a modern man. Yeah, I already know where you stand, Mr. Uganda. You were so funny when I was playing that video because she was like, I'm just gonna stay in the UK and eat biscuit. That is why I am supporting any diaspora that's going back to Africa. Listen to me. I know how it is. I know how hard it is, especially when you're used to this life with all the convenience and used to be around people that can think, okay? That can think, that can reason. When there's an issue, we can reason. That's one of the things you're not going to easily find when you're on the continent. People don't reason over there. They follow. They follow. Whatever is trending is whatever they follow. If the culture is going to the left, they go with the culture. They're going to tell you, oh, that's how we do it. No one will be able to give you a reason to why they're doing what they're doing. They're going to be the only answer you're going to have is, well, that's how we do it. Why do you do it this way? Why don't you do it that way? No, don't come here with a new way of doing it. We've been doing it this way forever. Why do you want to change it? Maybe we're changing it to save you time. Maybe we change it to make it more efficient. They don't reason. That's why Art Cathy used to call people brain dead. And I agree with that. A lot of people are brain dead. That is why I like the UK. I'm calm and peaceful here. Stay where you get peace. Africa has tons of people in it already. It sounds like a good excuse, Mr. Uganda. It makes you feel good, right? You don't want to be like, uh, you don't want to feel guilty for not wanting to go there. Mr. Uganda, that's why I have so much respect for the Black family. I'm telling you, if you were in those people's shoe, you will not do half of the thing they have done. They have been through hell and back. Can you imagine being so hungry then you stealing fruits from the tree to eat and still want to stay in Africa where you can pay your flight ticket and come back over here uh and be on all kind of program that they offer over here. These systems has been designed to take care of everyone. Maybe to the same, not to the same level, but at least allow you to survive daily. You know, even if you're on government assistance, you are still able to eat. You can go be stealing food in the street. That's already a lot. I said the excuse helps them sleep at night. Listen, you gotta never follow the trend. Don't let anybody make you feel guilty for not wanting to go to Uganda. If you want to go to Uganda, if you go following the trend or being forced by the family, you're not gonna be happy. I believe in happiness, trust me. I know that people give their best. People even treat each other better when they are happy. When you see ugly people, it's because they're not happy. It's stemming from somewhere very deep in the themselves, the inner self. If you go to Uganda just because somebody pushed you to go over there and you really don't even see any future there. You have no sense of belonging there. There's not much you're gonna be able to kind of like offer to Uganda. So just you, I believe, first of all, I believe that you can be efficient, or you can contribute from anywhere you stand. I don't believe everybody to go to Africa. No, no. Even us in the diaspora, like moms and all that, already mature with children, there's just few that will be able to go back. To go back, it's not easy. You have to prepare because you know what's waiting for you there. You don't want to go back over there, and even the neighbor makes fun of you because you went over there and now you have no more money coming in, and you are around the neighborhood begging for food, for money, and they're seeing you looking crazy. They'll be like, "Huh? Were you not in United States? So you left the United States to come here and live this life?" They will be making so much fun of you. You know, they're very open and they don't mean any harm. That's just the way African people are. They will tell you their mind. They don't know how to sugarcoat or anything like that. They will just give it to you straight, like me, straight to you. They speak their mind, you know. Yep. You don't want to go over there. And the system is not designed for you to really reach your full potential. There are limitation left, limitation right, limitation ahead, behind. I mean, limitation is just everywhere. You cannot even expand fully unless you have so much money, so much money. Even if I have all that money, I'm not willing to go and just waste it. To me, it's like a waste because there are basic stuff that should have been provided to allow you to thrive. Electricity, I have to go buy a generator. For what? That extra money I'm spending to buy generator, I could have been doing, I don't know, doing something else over here. You have to go dig a borehole. That money to dig the borehole, I don't do well with, like, yeah, no. Mm-mm. And I'm gonna go back home because I know that's where my peace is. To be honest with you, I'm not part of those people that found their peace outside of. No, my peace is gonna be there. I'd rather be there walking barefoot in the mud and like living that life. I have lived it. I love it. I miss it, but I don't necessarily wish it for everybody. I wish we have uh, a system that that's gonna accommodate everyone, no matter which background you're coming from. We should be able to accommodate those people. Yeah. So this video really, this lady is one of the sweetest, most positive, outgoing, always excited. Like I never even knew that she was having problem with her land because she never um show it. You know, she always pretend as everything was so great. She was always happy. She even built she calls it coconut hut. She said so. She used the coconut leaves. No, not leaves, branches. Yeah, that's the word. She used the coconut branches to build a house on her land, and she sleeps in there. I was like, this lady is not serious. The thing that you guys doing, that's foreign doing, like we're not even able to do that with African. We're not able to do that. I'll be like, what if it's a snake crawled in there? I mean, like at night and found you in that bed. I saw her move into that coconut hut of ours. She even has her internet to connect. If you guys go to her channel is I am Leslie Jones. Yeah, and she has her little hut, coconut hut that she built. And the first night there was like a dead mouse in her toilet. Because she had the toilet there, and when she was about to go use the toilet, there was a dead mouse like laying there, and she got so scared. The next day, she moved out. But I don't know, someone convinced her to come back, and then was a dead lizard. And I mean, like, yeah, poor Leslie. I feel so bad for her. Social justice through community is something that when I was growing up, it was big. I don't know how it is now because we knew we couldn't count on the normal modern uh, justice. So what we did, we had social justice, you know, through community. If you do something bad to somebody, the community deal with you. And I really think that's the only way thing will work in Africa. Because if you're gonna count on the law, there's no law. Law is for people that have money. Law is for a specific group of people. It's for the privileged people. If you're not privileged, yeah. Yes, I hope she found justice. I really like that she shared her, her adventure. She shared what happened to her to create like awareness for other people. Cause don't just pack up and jump into the plane to go to Ghana and live in Ghana. Those African countries are nice when visiting them, but living there is rough, dysfunctional, slow, backward. Yeah, I think I said enough about the topic. Really, I wanted to hear people's opinion. I wanted to hear Mr. Uganda's opinion and a campfire. I don't know if a campfire is still here. What do you think about the topic? Wait, but where will they go? Europe? Europe created laws now to block. If they seek refuge or while their resources are being stolen by those same countries. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. It's sad. That's reality. That's the reality of the world we live in. Yeah, it has been like that for centuries. So there's nothing new there. While we're living Africa, Europe is coming and digging and getting whatever they want. And yeah, and some people feel like some people don't see anything wrong with that picture. That's why I always tell them that while we over here bragging about all the remittances that we do in our specific countries, that's not something to be proud of because we work way too hard. Like when you hear you basically killing yourself just to send money back home, it shouldn't have been like that. It shouldn't be like that at all. The people that choose to stay home should have been making it on their own. The system should have been built in a way to provide opportunity to the people that are home, not to always oppress them. They expect the most from them, but while giving a little to nothing to them. These people think that everything is has to be done through oppression. That's why you cannot even get justice there. Because if Leslie decide to file a lawsuit against this guy, it's not even gonna. It's just gonna be her like going through a lot of hassle when she's already the victim. So really, it doesn't want it. I think she took a very good um, uh, and she took a very good direction when it comes to like trying to expose the guys. And asking other people that have lived that kind of situation to come forward and make their story heard. It's really helpful, and we're gonna see at the end that yeah, that's really what's going on in the community, because really that's what's lacking, the freedom of speech. You're not allowed to like speak about stuff that happened to you in the open in public. They don't look at you as a victim. All they're gonna look at is on they're gonna tell you you're trying to damage the reputation of the people, that of the person that abused you. How, I mean, like, how fair is this? But that's the culture though. Even your husband, when your husband like really beats you up, you should not talk about, because you're damaging his reputation. He can lose his job. This can happen to him, but they don't think about you. They do not. They do not. Yes, yes, yes. All right. I think we all see she's not the first person to which this happened. She's the second in my knowledge after ES. The people that kind of like condemn ES when this happened to her. I hope you guys gonna come back to your position and understand that this is an endemic issue in African countries. Women and children are really not protected against these violent men. Violent men. They think it's okay. Women in the family, I mean, like the children, anyone can beat your child anyhow. You understand? We have to change those cultural norms. These are the African cultural norms that I really want to see improvement in. We have to improve. There is room to improve. We cannot continue doing the same thing and be like, oh, that's African culture. African culture was never to be violent. All this craziness are things that we let sit. And with time, it became a part of the culture. That's not African culture. That is not. The African culture is not based of violence. These are learned behavior because we tolerate it. We sat around and I'm so tired. Yeah, I'm a little tired. Sorry, guys. I'm tired. So, not only these men are not professional, when I talk about how African men are weak, some people say that I'm being controversial. They are weak. They are weak. If you cannot create a system that works, that protects your women and your children, so why would I not call you weak? Even when it comes to rendering services, it's not working. It's not working. These people don't know how to be professional. They don't know how to hold themselves to a high standard. They don't know how to perform. You know, they do not. Verbal assault, uh, aggression, just because someone is a woman is standing up for what, for her right, it's not, it doesn't look good. It doesn't like, it show how weak you are as a man, you know. It show how very weak you are. So yeah, unfortunately, let's not even talk about customer service. Usually they hit on you very easily. If you don't want a man to hit on you, pretend to be married. And even when you marry, sometimes they don't care. I was listening to I was listening to Go Black to Africa the other day. He was saying that he was sitting somewhere. There was a guy that was like hitting on a woman, and the woman told him that he was married. She was married. He was like, and the guy was like, "What does that have to do with what I'm talking about?" And he was offended. Like that's normal. So it's normal. And I saw also this African American lady. No, it's a girl. It's a young lady. She was saying that African men they go for the jugular. Like they do not even ask you, are you in a relationship? Uh, are you single? They don't know. They ask you, are you married? And if you say no, you're not married, they'll be like, I want to marry you. So just this young lady was so funny. And like, yeah, that's how they do. They don't know how to like start small and kind of respect your person and claim the stale slowly. Nope, they that very entitled, very, very entitled. Big ego, inflated, misplaced. Yeah. But anyway, I think I exhausted this subject. Uh, I'm gonna. I don't know if anyone want to say something. I was thinking that would have been a good topic for discussion. I'm gonna drop the link for 5 minutes and I'm out of here. I think I have said it. I'm happy I share Leslie's message. I hope more people uh come across the her video and kind of like share it to many more other people and get the message out there. What is Mr. Uganda? No, that's Baby Rodriguez. Let's see. There are a lot of dirty and disrespectful men out here worldwide. Yeah, maybe worldwide. Yeah, but the difference I'm trying to make over here, right? In Africa, is the cultural norm. It's accepted. Okay, here in America, there are men like that. I mean, they're violent. They beat their wife and all that. But it's not accepted. No one is around you telling you it's okay. Everybody is telling you it's not okay. Even that man knows that it's not okay. The problem with Africans, they don't know it's not okay because no one is telling them it's not okay. Then telling them that, that's what makes them. No, I'm almost done. Give me 30 minutes. Can you close my door, please? Thank you. So, what I was saying is that in Africa, right, it's a kind of like it's accepted. There's nothing wrong with it, and even the men, it's not helping the men themselves. I'm sure that 50% of the men that behave like this, who learn, if we were doing something about it, if we were saying no to it, if we were campaigning against it. That's what I'm saying. In United States or Europe, you know exactly where you're gonna, how you're gonna be, what's gonna happen to you if you do that. And the woman reports it. We have a group in my country, a tribe in my country, where the women like to be beaten. And Kidola will be able to speak on these things. He knows how Nigerian slash African men behave. Next time I have him on here, I'm gonna ask him the questions. But you guys agree with me that was out of place, right? That's not okay, right? And when I tell you guys about how this African country don't even know how to take advantage of what's happening of the migration, They do not know, because if they knew, right, first of all, they will even educate the population about how to deal, how to do business, and deal with uh, the repat. You understand? Because something like this make them lose money, but they don't understand. Even that real estate agency, it's called CAS Estate or whatever, KAS, and then Estate. They're losing money. That's not how you do business, though. That's not how you do business. You cannot do business by hitting on your customer, and in a very low class way. I'm gonna say very childish way. Who does that? Because she said that the guy, even the chief of the office, was like very inappropriate. You know, if it was here, there would it would be a sexual harassment for him. You know. So yeah, they don't know how. That's when I talk. That's why I talk to you so much about standard and learn how to be competitive. You cannot compete with no one else behaving like that. What kind of behavior? That's low class. Uh, very dirty. I mean, like, I don't know, immature behavior. Why would you be hitting on someone in the office and somebody else is coming and assaulting your customer? You're looking at them like this. These people are not ready to compete. Do you think that if Leslie has been working with a Chinese company in Ghana, she will encounter that kind of unprofessional behavior? No. These people, when they're doing business, they know it's business. They're so serious and straightforward. That's how it is. They are competitive. At one point, even the Back family was so frustrated that he was wondering if they should go with the Chinese, because they couldn't keep up with they couldn't deal with Africans anymore. You know, there's no one really putting pressure on us to step up our game. We over here just babies, babysitting bad behavior, and like, I don't know. I would never. Always gonna, to be honest with you guys, stand by myself. I have a firm conviction that what I'm doing is the right thing, and only with time you guys gonna very appreciate. Lami Timmy, I have never seen you before. You want the link? Here's the link. Thank you so much for joining the live and listening. I would love to hear from you and see what you think. You know, I send you another the link again. If you can just like click on it, I will get you up here to tell me what you think. Because people think I'm too harsh of Africans. I'm African. I hate Africa. And no, I do not think so. I love Africa. This is called tough love. Tough love. Tough love. Africa is too laid back. We have a culture of being laid back and just let the world carry us wherever it wants to. We have to step up our game. These people have so much opportunity. You guys don't understand. Like if I was, oh my God, Kidola is here. Kidola, are you Bola Timi?
No, 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 no. No, no. You hear me?
Are you talking to me or your wife?
No, I'm talking to you.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You asked
I
for,
thought
but I
you.
said no, I'm not.
Oh, okay. Somebody asked for the link, and then when I posted it there, I just saw you.
Okay.
But anyway, as usual, Kidela, I
You
appreciate
see,
you. Thank you for being here.
yeah, thank you very much for your program. I pray for your channel to grow more. You have a very hot topics,
Yeah.
and this topic is what I'm always saying about that. African Americans are coming to Africa without not knowing Africa really.
Yeah.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
That lady bought a land by the beach side, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That lady is not from Ghana. You know what I
No,
mean? Is
she
not
from
from
the
Ghana.
States.
She's a African American. She's a
Yes,
black American.
she
You see,
is.
YouTube is not saying the real truth. What is really going on? It's good to create fantasy. Come back home. Come and invest. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot to sell. Without not knowing that sometimes when you buy this land, if I were that lady, I would never buy that beach land.
Right.
One, land close to the sea is naturally is owned by the government.
Mm.
Or self, you have to be indigent that already from that village. Let me say your ancestors owns those lands. Because these YouTube people, they're all fake. You know, I know Ghana have a lot of soldiers of YouTubers trying to promote the country, but it's also good to be in real reality. What
Mm-hmm.
is really going on there?
Yeah, to be
That
truthful.
lady will face a problem there. There's nobody coming to help her. You see,
Exactly.
when they sold that land to that lady, they already know when they will claim that land back.
Yeah, and this is the real truth, though. Thank you, Kidola, for that. That is the truth. These people play game, and they will trick you to get into anything. Because you see, Kidola, because you cannot be a real estate agent trying to get customer, right? Selling lands. That means what? What you want is to make profit and make more money. But you're selling land and you're treating your customer like nothing. It doesn't make any sense. How is she gonna be the one to refer your company to? She already made a video.
No, forget about my love. Forget about there's nothing like real estate agent. They see her as a foreigner.
Mhm,
You understand? They
mhm.
see, you see, she's doing YouTube, trying to promote Ghana and all those other guys, but they're not really talking about the truth. What's really going on? What's really the truth? You understand? They just saw her or see her as a foreigner. There's
Yeah,
nothing else.
that's true.
And look, it's easy to carry a nice face and be
Mhm.
polite,
Yeah,
but when somebody's planning to really, when when somebody when somebody's trying to really hammer you, that's why I say it's always good to be honest. Don't fake it. I said it
okay.
before. When when you invite people to a place,
Mhm.
then you're not honest why you invited them to a place. That lady have no root. She's not married to a Ghanaian. She have no root to Ghana.
She's easy target.
She's easy target. One, they would took the village people there. They would that land. They would, you see, she was making too much video about that land. The other guy, her neighbor is a Ghanaian.
Yeah,
You
that
understand?
married an American, right? An African
Yeah,
American. You know
that's a
her. I'm
that's a
happy you
Ghanaian.
know
No,
her.
I saw one of her program. She's so happy about the land, talking about the
Oh,
land
she
and
was
everything.
always. Oh
You
my
know,
God.
but you see, United States is not Africa. Once these tribal people see you as a foreigner, real big foreigner, you have nobody to help you. You're just on your own. And she's promoting, oh, I bought such a big land and everything. I want to fence it. That what happened? They took the land from her.
Oh, you did not watch the video. I'll show her video here. She
Or they cut half of the land.
they did not cut. It looks. I don't know what they're about to do, but the reason why she made this video is because she was assaulted. You know, those people assaulted her. Um,
Maybe they took. You see, they what they did. They tried to threaten her, make her uncomfortable. You know, then that land will be gone. That's just the truth.
I hope
That,
not.
what she would have done, should have bought a land mixed into kind of like if an adopted family member. That means inside the town, but not close to that water. Because all those land, that water area, one day the government will come, they'll say they want to make it a resort. You understand? You
Yeah,
know, That's just all.
Here,
And
Bruce seems fairly good with numbers.
Yeah,
these tribal people, or that place is not yet developed anyway. Look like a tribal area. You
yeah,
understand? They don't
yeah.
see her as part of them. They forget all this sweet. You see, they promote all these places as like a gold and diamond. You understand? If you don't have money, you will run
Okay,
away from these areas.
okay. Let's talk about Kidola. So whose fault is it? I don't know if you really need to see to listen to her to understand.
Yeah, but you see, it seems like they want to. That land is already being one way or the other, being already prepared to be taken. It's not about anybody. They right from the first time she came there to bought that land.
Logic. Did you know that you can make $70,000 a year or more?
Welcome to I Am Leslie Jones. My indentures are here.
You know, all those documents are fake.
Kidola, can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can see it. I see everything.
Okay, you get it. I'm gonna just let it the place she talks about what happened to her.
And you're very handsome from UK and have no clue what it is to be in a country that's quote unquote underdeveloped or recovering from colonization. So there are things, especially if you're a single woman and you're very hands-on like me, there's a way that now I know I have to go about things in this country. This is, here in Ghana, it's a patriarchal system with very little to no accountability for fraudulent, unprofessional, unethical, criminal behavior. And that is what brings me here to share with you what I went through. I went through the proper ADR measures. ADR is Alternative Dispute Resolution. It wasn't part of my plan to showcase this, but I sent them a letter with certain terms within that letter to reconcile this issue.
The agent who received the letter is named Salome Appeals on August 30th.
And they didn't respond within the 2 weeks given. My lawyer gave them another week. They didn't respond within that time. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. Okay, so allow me to be clear of who this is, of who I'm talking about. This is not an attack on Ghana, the country. This is a exposure of CASA states. The violation was done at the Abeka Junction location across from the police training station. And the representative is Salam Minu. He's part of their sales and marketing department. So bear with me as I tell my story. For those that have been following me since the beginning, I've been recording my journey, documenting it since November 2020. And I have a playlist specifically for COS because what I've experienced with them from a business standpoint has been so unprofessional and unethical that I created a whole playlist. And from, them moving my land without notifying me to sending my documents to someone unauthorized, but not sending them to me, and I'm the one that paid for them. So I was forced to fly to the country to just put my eyes on my indenture, from being threatened to, once I got to the country, finding out a portion of my land doesn't even exist. Folks, this company is beyond ridiculous. I don't even know how they're still open. And so, which brings me to my story, because once I found out that my plots didn't exist, the chief of staff said, come to the office and let's fix this. And this was on August 15th.
Okay, my sister, hello, stop it.
I was there for about 5
Stop
hours.
it.
Okay, brother.
Oh, you see what happened?
Kidola.
Okay. They took part of the land, right? They're not yet done with her. The other half, that land is also gone. Also, you see, look, you can see the face of those guys they show. These are scammers.
But they have a company. They have a company. So what does she
forget that company? Forget that company. That's not a company. I told you. I said, when you invite people, you have to be honest to them. You think this is the only lady being scammed? And these YouTubers who are gerering everywhere, showing rice and beans, like, oh, everything's so fine, everything's so good. We all live in heaven and everything. This is why I'm saying that she looked very innocent. She looked like somebody looking for where to have her peace.
Yeah.
But she be dealt with by the same ugly face who pretend to be nice.
Come down. You be
pretend to be nice.
Close the door.
They're just the one that waste her funds, took her earned money. Why? Because they know she's a foreigner. She have no backbone.
Yes.
Once they decide, and they'll also be nice. They'll be nice to her also. Oh, now it just, hey, yes, but you see, oh yes, you don't, you know. That's what I'm saying. This is.
Did you guys see? Hold on. Did you guys see my kid? I don't want my kid on the internet.
No.
Okay, good. Okay. Thanks.
Okay, so the truth of the matter is, she is just being scammed.
Oh,
you invited people. That's what I said. If you invited them, and they will all sit and make the area where they are like, oh, yeah, so this, yeah, so that. That's what I said. Nigeria cannot invite no person yet, no people yet, because because in Nigeria, if okay, who is standing for her? Where is that her neighbor? Where is that guy?
Kidola, listen a little bit more. I'm gonna advance it to get you to the
towards the end of me.
Okay, let's advance it.
To start editing. Before I can even put this like the company, they know that I have videos out exposing their unethical and unprofessional behavior. So to avoid any type of confrontation, I was editing a video. So I put my
hold on. So Kidola, so that guy she showed, right? Now she wasn't dealing with that agent anymore. She went to the office and asked to request to see the chief of staff. So as she was sitting in front of the chief of staff getting help, he was working on her paperwork. She saw the other guy. What was his name? I forgot. The other guy passed by and she was trying to ignore the guy. She was giving him a cold shoulder, wasn't trying to acknowledge him. So
editing. Before I can even put the second AirPod in, Salam comes, grabs my face.
Oh, his name is Salam or whatever.
And forces me to look at him. And he says, look at me. Folks, what? Violation number 1. Why are you putting your hands in my face? I'm trying to avoid you, but you want my attention, so you're going to put your hands on me to make sure you get it. Insanity. So I hit his hand off my face, and he grabs my arm. And I'm sitting down. So by this time, I'm slightly lifted because he's pulling my arm. And I say, let me go. And he's like, and I said, don't touch me, let me go. He's like, well, I touched you, let me touch you last time. Folks, last time I was at that office, I was with my lawyer. I've never been alone with this man. I don't know where he's getting this stuff from. I must be someone to him in his mind that, okay, anyways. So we go back and forth. I'm trying to get away from this guy. I'm trying to release myself, and he just won't let go. And by this time, I'm focused on getting away. And so he's saying something, but I don't hear it because I'm trying to get free. And then I saw the more aggressive I got, the more aggressive he got. So I changed the tactic. I smiled. I became more feminine. And I looked at his hand and I said, why are your fingertips purple? Folks, all his fingertips were purple. I don't know what that means. All I know, I'm thinking, your hands are dirty and you're touching me? That's ew. So he looks down at his hands and he looks slightly shocked, and then he lets go of me. Folks, that's how I got out of the situation. If I continued to stay masculine and fight for him to let me go, who knows what would have happened? He would have used his strength to make sure he knew who was in power. So once I became feminine and started smiling and, oh, why are your fingertips purple? That's when he let me go. And my witness who was sitting next to me, I said, did you see that? That is a lawsuit. Folks, this is during business hours at the CAS office. What? So my witness says, you know, they do that all the time to women. They probably do that to the women working here. I said, this is not right. No one should have to go through this. So the chief of staff comes out, and my witness starts talking tree to the chief of staff. And all I understood was lawsuit, because he was speaking tree, but lawsuit, he said, excuse me, he said in English. And the chief of staff just looked at me. And then he grabs me, and it takes me to the end of the corridor, and he starts talking about chop chop, folks, because he's fixing what he did wrong regarding my land. So as I'm talking to him, Salam sees me talking to the chief of staff, and then Salam shouts, "Oh, you have a new friend now? We were friends." Folks, this is insanity. And I said, we were never friends. And then, of course, he comes back and forth. And every time he comes back, I'm like literally guarding myself. I don't know what's going to happen next. Because I'm still there because they're fixing my paperwork. They're making land that doesn't exist all of a sudden appear. And after the last time he walked by, I talked to my witness. I said, this is crazy. And he's like, you know, I'm honestly scared for you. He said, don't be around these men by yourself. And I'm like, well, now I understand. And he was just like, you got to be careful, because even the chief of staff was winking at me, calling me his girlfriend. I'm just like, something's wrong. So after that, I told my witness, don't leave me until I get to my car. And he's like, I'm not going to leave you. And then he literally stayed with me until I got into my Uber. I drove to my Airbnb, and I sat there and I just cried, because I've never been through any of this before. I've never been physically assaulted in the States. I mean, the amount of extortion that goes on here, the amount of disrespect, I'm just like, what? And so as I was sitting, our Airbnb, I was just laying down on my bed, and of course I started to cry. And that just made me think of everything that I went through with CAS from another one of their employees texted me like between 9 and 10 p.m., sending me a picture of himself. And then Salam with his awkward love confession when I was calling him to get my refund because they moved my land without telling me. I'm like, that's a breach of contract. And then freaking him releasing my indentures to a person that wasn't authorized to do so, then threatening me. And then I come here and then get assaulted.
If you're 45 to 65.
My sister.
Yes, sir.
You see, sometimes when I speak, you will say, oh, why about so like that? I know this one will happen.
Yeah.
I know this will happen.
Me too. I've been wanting to hear.
Because look, if somebody's too super nice, you know they're after something, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know they're after something. You know why this man cannot try this with a fellow Ghanaian who's really Ghanaian? Those people would declare war on his family.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to explain over here. Exactly.
Yeah, because that office would have been shaky by now.
Yeah.
You understand? That's what I say. You Black Americans that are coming, who are always singing Kumbaya or family, B1, B2. There's nothing like that. There's nothing like that in African people mentality. These guys see you just money. You have no family backup.
Nope. It's
like go after them. You understand? One, if you touch a woman in Africa, the woman go and call his brothers.
That's what I'm saying. You have
the woman go and call his
men with you.
The woman will go and call his brothers on you. You know what will happen? You know, they will not let you go for free. They will go after you. But that this guy already saw this lady as a weak link.
Yeah.
Whatever money she invested in that place, possibility is gone. Right from the one that sold that land to her, it's already gone. You know, and these are the people who say, yeah, we have free land. Yes, we have this. Yes, we have that. Look, forget all this nice face, nice talk, nice. That's what I say when you criticize Nigeria, I say, yeah, it's good to criticize Nigeria. But if it's a real Nigeria person, it will tell that lady, don't go there. That those beach fronts and everything in some of this area is being owned by the states, by the government. You understand? Because sometimes they will just come and want to use this. The matter, yeah, want to put like a dam, like so that the water will not overflow, towards the city. The other Ghana guy that owns the land there, they cannot do that to him because it's a Ghanaian. Possibility is from that area.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
Because in Africa, what she's talking about, you see, the language she's using, Africa don't understand those languages.
No, they don't. That's what I was telling them. They do not understand assault. What is
that? That is American language.
Yeah, they don't.
You're too smooth. You're too sweet.
Yeah.
You're too nice.
She's like, they prey on her basically, and they know she's a single woman. I was telling people that being a single woman, in Africa,
not just single woman. She have no backbone.
Like family. What do you mean by that?
What I mean backbone by family.
Yeah. And a man standing by her. They would never do that.
If she's married, let's say she's married to a Ghanaian man, would that be totally different ballgame?
No, they cannot try. They cannot.
The family of that man will come out. That money they will vomit it.
Yep.
You understand? So that's what I always said. Be careful. Just be careful. That's what I always said. Don't go to a place you don't know nobody. You have nobody there who will fight for you. You understand me? Don't just go to, I'm coming back home. Which home are you coming to? Which home? You have to ask yourself, which home are you coming to meet? Before you say I'm coming back home, you must have to know somebody there. You must have to know. So you might be married, or a family will just kind of like adopt you as part of their family and stand with you for better, for worse. You know what I'm saying? So not this kind of. I feel very sorry for her because they just rob her and her what she'll be saving for years for. What she'll be saving for years for.
Someone say about $50,000.
How much is it?
Someone say about $50,000.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a very big amount of $50,000. Oh my Lord.
That money is gone. That's a huge amount of money. And her YouTube, she was praising Ghana. She was talking about this. You see, she's even scared to even say, "Oh, this one." Oh, this not about trying to rubbish Ghana and everything. Sorry, my sister. Ain't no Ghana coming to help you. You help yourself there. That's just the truth. There's nobody coming to help her. Maybe they can contact Wudimaya. I bet Wudimaya will even go there.
Oh, Wudimaya was in the comment. Wudimaya was there when I saw the.
Of course, he was.
Yeah, he was there. He was there. Everybody was after Wudimaya. Was like, Wudimaya, will you please go see Vanessa Camby and who else?
No, these are like Europeans minded. Look. Africans don't even listen to these people. Let me just tell you, these are Europeans minded who promote. Look, that's what I said. These YouTubers who carry cameras and run around. Even in Nigeria, these people who are coming out to do advertisements of land. When you buy towards this land, you see your money is even gone. Only that place, they will go after you by all means what they have. You understand me? So you'll be seeing yourself hiding, running. You don't know when they will catch you. So you see yourself heavily scared. That's why you have to be very, very careful when you buy all this land to say, they said, no, look, they sold this land to her. They know she's a foreigner. Somebody took her there and pretend to be very nice and sold her this big land. Okay, the other Ghana guy was helping her to do some kind of something, then where is that guy to come? Oh, look, this is my neighbor. You people don't do this. No, that guy's they will want that guy. Please, this one is not, it did concern you. She's just a foreigner and everything. You understand? Do you think it's only her that's experiencing this problem? No.
Oh,
A
no,
lot
there's
of
a lady. Kidoran, there's another case that is even worse. This lady is from the UK. I don't know if you guys watched that. This lady lost, like, she was, I don't know what estate, what kind of what a developer that was in Ghana, where she paid mon tons of thousands of uh leave. What is it? How do you pounds? You guys call it? We call it leave in French. Pounds, like British pounds, whatever. And that company had like a representation office in in England, where the lady went and saw the project, like whatever they were promising to build. They were building apartment. They had an apartment building. They were gonna build apartments and sell. So she bought an apartment over there, and she was telling people how they were like pressuring her every time to meet um the deadline for the payment. Like it was in installment, So every time they were like, "Oh, we are this much completed. You have to give your money so that we can meet the deadline, even on the completion of the apartment." She was like pouring money until she was telling them, "I'm coming to Ghana in December. I'm getting ready. I'm putting my house on for sale, up for sale." They were promising her. When she got to Ghana, she had nowhere to live. And she asked this company, "Okay, I'm gonna be under your care now, because I did not plan any extra money to be spent for on living accommodation or whatever." And the company promised to put her in the hotel and pay for it. They did not. They put her in the hotel. This lady end up paying all that by herself. It's a horrible story. And this lady is from a certain age. She's not even young, 20 like Leslie. Leslie has her whole life ahead of her. And yeah, it's awful what we're doing to this to and that's the last opportunity. They are not losing, because Leslie can come back to America and work hard and get that money back. But Ghana and the pretending, these people don't know how to do business. When I criticize, you guys get upset. They do not understand business. They do not understand opportunity. These people could have like they could have been a good opportunity for them to really create and make an impact. They don't understand that at all. So it's sad. Mr. Uganda, you can
Mr.
go.
You gotta go.
Yeah, I mean, I took something slightly different, and I was trying to find the video on my end because I was actually trying to play a bit of the portion you replayed, but it's the part where she said okay, so we've established that there's two men in the story, right? With regards to Leslie. So I thought Salone is the first man, and this was the man she had issues with initially when she was talking, and then she said that she went to the chief's office. So the chief is a separate person from Salone,
Yes.
and the chief is the one who grabbed her and who had the purple fingertips and all of that stuff,
No,
right?
no, that's long.
No. Okay, so that's Salone. So Salone is the one with the purple fingertips.
Solon is the person, like, yeah, you haven't watched her, but Kidola apparently has, like, she was going everywhere. He would come to do the indention. He was on the ground with her on her land. This was her person, like the agent. They were working together. But at one point, she started seeing gap into what he's saying and what he's doing. And then yeah, go ahead. He wasn't following up with his promises. That's
Mr.
what.
Mr. Sorry, Mr. You gotta go on.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, but the chief also put his hands on her as well, right?
No, he was just
Just
hitting her.
flirting with her.
So the chief took her to the end of the corridor to kind of like
Yeah.
calm down and talk to her, and started asking for bribery.
Hmm.
Because she was there to fix the. I even watched that episode when she said the I don't know if they stole part of her land or whatever. Like the measurement were not correct. Somebody kind of like
They took part of our. What they did is this. You see, first of all, they're coming to shock her now. That shock her is like maybe her land is about 100 by 100 feet, right? What they will do, they will give her about 50 by 50 feet. Then they will take the other 50 by 50 feet. You understand? So the next time they will come again, they will say, sorry, your document is not good. They will just come again with other techniques. And because they know she's a foreigner, they cannot really do not. She cannot really do not. You see, Africa work more with what will happen if I do this. You understand? What will happen to me if I do this? How is this person? No matter what is family going to react? First of all, she's not from that village. She's not from the village close to that village. She have no chief, any representative that will represent her. That must say, "Oh, this is how you people behave." Okay, then you must see kind of like a revenge. But she's not. She's just a foreigner who have nobody. She might look dark, but Africans don't see these things. So I'm surprised sometimes when they're showing these YouTube channels and try to pretend like, sorry, you invited these people to come.
That's why I'm here to protect these people. To tell them
these people, they believe. You see, when you're European minded or you're in America, because of the setup, you people believe a lot of things, a lot. But in Africa, we doubt a lot of things. So when people say this is white, we first, is it sure it's white? You look at it pretty good if it's really white. You understand? We look at it deep.
Oh my God! Yeah, I mean,
is it black that I want to turn to a white? Let's see.
Deception.
But you can see the way she talk. She does not talk like a Ghanaian, but she's black. That's all I said. Please, black Americans, be careful. Be careful. All this year of return is economical and everything to it. You know, yeah, there are bad people everywhere, but I think our money is just gone.
But Kidola, we're talking so that we can improve. Don't say because we don't have to stay like that. We have to improve.
My sister, I mean, the reality is if we go and meet other guys or other agents or people, so I will help you. I will help you. They're still looking for money or something else that will benefit them. They're not going to help her. They're not going to help her.
Yeah, anyone that
50K is a huge amount of money. 50K is huge.
That's a whole lot.
That's years of saving, years of working hard, not sleeping, not doing all these things. That's huge.
No, that's why we're creating awareness, because one of the way that I think she can get justice also is that if the words are out there, you understand, there are people that are going to step up and help her, even in Ghana. It's all about connection. Who is who knows who. Like I'm sure some people are even upset. Ghanaian are going to be upset that these people are kind of like damaging the reputation of Ghana. They have to start up with the business skills.
My sister, if that man is from that village, because the village doesn't look too developed anyway, if that man is from that village, right, that man have access to the local authority of those areas. You understand? You have a lot of power to the local authority in those areas. Say, look, she's a weak link. That's just the truth. She's a weak link.
You're gonna
she's
see.
a weak link.
I believe it.
Never say all these so-called YouTube people carry camera, what they call it, Vanessa Campbell and all these people. These are European man. They're looking for sugar, honey, or try to promote. Sometimes they pay them to promote these countries and everything. You understand? Because I was even surprised African people just carry camera. Ghana almost become like London. The way they were promoting.
It gives a lot of money, Kidola. You have to share my channel to people to subscribe so that I can monetize.
I will share. So the way they promote Ghana, it was almost like I was surprised Ghana could have a lot of soldiers of YouTubers like that on the whoa, what is going on here?
because of the influx of diaspora, and they wanted informations, and they understood that there was a market there, so everybody carry a camera. Oh, these houses. Oh, I'm showing this land.
Yeah, they say I'm in this lagoon. There's mansion here. There's this here. I'm like, okay, but are there people showing the real reality? You
Yeah, they're
understand me?
not. Even with the Maya, I'm saying that he wanted to talk about all those big people in Africa, but show all the Africa, show Africa, and his and the Maya.
Vanessa Campbell cannot do nothing. That is just she's a Ghanaian. She can't do nothing. You understand? With the Maya can't do nothing. You understand? Okay, is she
Together we
having
can do
what she
something.
having there? Is she a Ghanaian by citizen? What she having there? I don't understand what she really having there, or she just person using visa to fly into the country and what she really having? That what will determine. You understand me? What she really having in Ghana? She have a residence permit in Ghana? Is she a Ghanaian citizen? No. You understand? You see, they bought into these things with trust. You understand? That's why I'm always saying it. Look, in here in Nigeria where I'm staying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody want to do something like that, I would say, please take your money, just go. Don't trust these people. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Don't trust them. Just go. You understand? Only that in Nigeria, the whole market, because in Nigeria you cannot really come in like that. Somebody have to bring you in, and that person will stand by you. You get what I'm saying? That's why you see all these Danis, Amera, all these guys, nothing really happening to them because behind this guy, there's a powerful man. You know what I'm saying? You know, behind this thing, they're powerful men. In Ghana, it's not really like that. You know, you fly in, you're going to lose your money. That's 50K. That's a huge amount of money. Huge. I feel very sorry for her. Really. Mr. Uganda, what do you think?
So this is what I think. Okay, let me just start with her being a woman. So we've reiterated for like 2 years that, whenever people go to the continent, even Africans who want to go back home and just sort of, look at the land, it's best you go with someone, whether it be a man or a woman, primarily because, you need someone to stand by your corner. So yes, throughout the time Amaze was playing the video, I did keep asking, like, has she not got a boyfriend? Like, where's her husband? Because these are things that protect her. And it's not just something that Africans on YouTube say, it's actually stuff that repats say when they get there. So there is this repat woman, she's called Matrell on a mission. She goes to Egypt. I think she's currently in America because, just to visit family. But literally she's even said that if women in particular are traveling to the continent, it's best to have a person with you. The reason being is that women just can't seem to enforce their way without a man. Like, for example, she had a vision as to what she wanted the land to look like, and she contracted on those terms. So they understood what was supposed to be done on the land, but because she doesn't have a man by her side, she can't enforce the law. So she couldn't enforce her vision like they contracted on. But you clearly hear it, even in the video, that she had the Ghanaian man who stood for her, and then they were talking in Twi, and I think she discerned that they were saying something like lawsuit, and that's when the situation started to buzz, and ultimately she got out of there, and he guarded her the whole day, helped her in the car, and that's what we're talking about. If she had a man with her the entire time, this would have never escalated like this. And to be honest, she got more done with the guy there, however long he was with her. She got more stuff done just with him being there than with him not being there. And no, I don't even hate to do it, I'm just going to go there. She wanted to be a little bit, because she even admitted to herself. So I know there's going to be people who will be like, oh, you want to, like, go in on the repats all the time. No, I meet people where they're at. So let's meet her where she's at. By her own admission, she was being a little bit combative, and she was sort of playing the masculine game of going back and forth for a man, even though she doesn't have like the physicality to go against them. So she actually said during that video that they were aware that she was putting their doings on YouTube. So they were aware that she was reporting them. And she said that in the video. And the way she was trying to sort of get at him and block him out is that she was actually trying to be a little bit passive aggressive. She put her earphones in and started editing a video. And she understood that that was being petty. And so that's when he grabbed her. Now, you can't play these games with men when you're the only one in the room with a man. So thank goodness that the Ghanaian man who could speak Twi walked in, because had she spent any more time with him, who knows what would have happened. Last time she was grabbed, there was a lawyer present, so that's different circumstances. She had a witness, but that time that she talked about, there wasn't a man present at the time when she was grabbed, but he did walk in and see that she was being grabbed. So that's different. She can't play these games. And I'm glad that she took a step back to realize that, hey, I can't play this game the way that I'm used to playing it in the States, you know? I might have to adjust my character here a little bit. So in her own words, she sort of played into her feminine, she sort of gave way, you know, she lightened herself up a bit, just about enough to even distract the man, you know, just by having a little bit of charm and gentleness about her. And you see that he sort of withdrew. So this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying that not the Western American mentality isn't always beneficial for everyone. Yes, I guess the men who do sport the American personality, I guess it would work for them. But you clearly see that when women try to embody this masculine American identity, they're getting themselves into even more trouble. And because you had brought it up before, even ES did the same thing. Now, let's just talk about it briefly, because ultimately, yeah, I want to see her safe as well. So I'm just glad she's safe. And I'm really glad that she's building. Let me put that out there. ES has done an immensely good job at making the best of her condition. If you guys have watched her videos recently, which I would encourage you to do, she is clearly doing good things in her home. She's instilling a lot of vision. She's just building and she's encouraging people around her to build. Had she not been there, I don't think that Vim Man would have had half of the ideas to construct the home the way it is now. Like we keep saying, there's a floating bed. I just don't think he would have thought of something like that. But it's something which looks really nice. And so her contributions to the community are well noted. So I can't take that away from her. But just to bring it into context, even back at the night when the thing happened with Ayoko, ES was playing into her masculine. From the video footage we saw her coming out of nowhere, charging at a man. And not only was she charging at Ayoko, she was resisting the man who was trying to hold her back from getting in a confrontation with a man. And so it's not about, you know, picking at people just for the sake of picking at them, but there's evidently a trend that we can all see when, you know, when women behave a certain way, they're more likely to endanger themselves. And what makes me happy as a person viewing is when people can take a step back to understand that they can alleviate the condition some sort of way. So thank goodness that Leslie Jones actually said something to that effect, because it kind of helps everyone benefit from the situation. No one really and truly, if there's a way she could have avoided it, there's a way she could have acted differently. And so I'm glad that she's put it all out there to give us a breadth of information, you know, so we can communicate the right sort of things to people who want to go to Africa, who don't want to go to Africa, but want to know how others that they know could avoid something. So that's pretty much what I have to say about that. And yeah, let me just mute myself and someone else can talk.
Mr. Uganda, I like your analysis. You see, I'm more a guy, far more direct.
Kidoga, before you say something, hold on, let me say something. First of all, Mr. Uganda, oh my God, there's a difference between you are very Europeanized minded. Let me tell you that. You don't understand how men behave in Africa. This man has no right to put his hands on Leslie when she's trying not to engage with him. She doesn't have to acknowledge him. They had no personal relationship. She was in an office, and the chief of office was sitting there helping her. She wasn't even paying attention to that guy. So that guy got offended that she wasn't paying him any attention and came out of his way to grab her and force her attention. And you telling me that she played what? She was in a professional setting. What is she playing? When the chief of office himself is hitting on her, how professional is that? Why are we
I
talking
get
about personal? That guy was the one that was there because you're describing it about a lawyer being there. She was there with the person, with her Ghanaian person. She always has that Ghanaian person. Even when her toilet wasn't working, that Ghanaian person is the person that covers her because she understood the culture. You have to have a Ghanaian with you. So they were in the office together, trying to get the help from the chief of office. When the other man, Salon, just walked by and forced her to look at him. Forced her to look at him, yeah.
Look,
I
my say, okay.
Yeah, I'll respond to it briefly. I get Maze's reservations, you know, and I guess I do have a quote unquote European way of thinking, but the European way of thinking is not always bad. Just like the African way of thinking is not always bad. Just like the American way of thinking is not just always bad. And just like the Asian way isn't always bad. It's just a different way. What I will say is that yes, obviously, I think it was pretty obvious that both of the men in the situation were completely unprofessional, out of line. They definitely breached contract, and you know, they are liable to be viewed as sexual assaulters. I mean, that's definitely obvious. One person could be liable for actual bodily harm, if you take into account how much force he applied when he actually squeezed her. Maybe he could have bruised her. He could have actually gotten, at least in the UK, that could have been actual bodily harm. And for the guy hitting on his employee, first of all, it's now I understand why they probably wanted to resolve it by alternative dispute resolution. But yeah, he would have been liable for sexual assault. You know, he could have got sued for that purely because he was clearly breaching his terms. He was using it as a way to sort of slither in and have a relationship with her. But
Mr.
at the end,
Uganda, hold on. All what you're explaining in Africa, it does not exist in these people's mind. Let me just tell you the truth. It's a power play of a thing. It's a power push. You understand? Do you know what that the man did? That is all about power. The man felt this lady have nobody. You see, when you don't have nobody, in African law, this assault or whatever, some of this African court does not really exist. You understand? One, she's just a foreigner. She have no basis. She have no foundation in Ghana. She's not a Ghanaian. Even the person that's even helping her, that person have her limit, or that person, he or she have her, whatever he have or him have his own limit. You understand? That man saw her as a very big time weakling. No matter the lawsuit, let her go to court. First of all, they'll say, "Oh, you have no right to be here in Ghana." You know, you're dealing with a system that don't actually apply the law, rather apply the kind of like street, a little bit justice, a little bit somehow pick all kind of rules. You understand? She's a weakling. She went to a place. They sold her a beachfront property, which is too good to be good. You understand? When I saw that video, I was like shocked at first. I said, okay, this lady is not a Ghanaian. Buying a beachfront property is like a risk. Very big risk. Risk for land scammers, also risk for government that one day will come and want to change that place into kind of like resorts, kind of like hotels. You understand me? You know, they'll say, no, you're not supposed to be here. This is government reserved kind of territory because we know how to protect this area for water and everything. Except if she's from Ghana, that is her ancestors' grant. That would be a total different game. Okay, where is our neighbor that will help her to do survey, the measurement and everything. Where's him? Nowhere to be found. But that guy is a Ghanaian. That guy would have more because that guy built a very big mansion there. That guy will have even more because you know these guys to come and say, oh man, why are you people doing this? You people sold this place for already. But that land, right from the beginning, that land was already a scam land. Who are they selling this land to? Possibility, another foreigner. You know what I'm saying? So that man, what that man is doing, that man is pushing what called power play, power push, you know, to a very weak individual that's a foreigner, but who thought he can come to Africa and find home in Africa. It does not just play. That's what I always said when Pan Africa said, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do that. I just laugh. You cannot do nothing. Africans have their way of life. Africa people believe in power. If this lady was a Ghanaian lady, and that man knows that if he plays such a trick, the family of that lady will come with full force, and things will go rough. He will not even be bold enough to even put his dirty hands on that lady. You understand? So she even picking somebody, it's all a gameplay. It's just a gameplay. That was a people fall into the love of a video, showing you some positive side, say we want to change the story. Which story are you changing? The story have already been there. Through the year of return, Africans have been paying the price for African American sons in terms of insultive, all kind of things they're doing. Now this thing just happened. So that's why I said, please be very careful. When I come out vocal, people say, no, you're just too vocal, you just do this. No, it's the reality. Because people on the ground, these YouTubers are not meeting some of these criminals on the ground who are praying to get people's land. They want your dollars. And they want that, they're going to take that dollars from you. Just nothing else. This is how it's going to be. If she didn't save such a huge amount of money, and that amount of money just be gone, she just have to thank God that she did put more money into that land. You know what I mean? They will pay her, even when they want to resolve all this nonsense, they will pay her to accept possibility the 50 by 50 feet land. Why the other 50 by 50 will be, it might be, you know, they might just give her very tiny part, but still they're still coming back to take that other part. What they did to her, they just a shock. They shock her first, then before they give her a final, I don't understand, just a final something. Like, okay, go, you do own nothing here. Forget about all this niceness. I want to be nice. I want to be this. YouTubers are fake people. They be promoting, and not YouTubers, vloggers. These people who vlog, who run around, try to vlog, to get more views, to get more, I don't know, more money. It's business. It's all about the interest. These are media people running their media for people to view them. So it's, oh, I came back because of Udimaya. I came, man, what do you mean you came? What are you saying? Do you have money? Money talks here in Africa. You know what I'm saying? Money talks here in Africa. Okay, you're back in Africa. What are you going to do? What kind of business are you going to do? Running around, trying to look for a dream, a heaven that's not really there. You know, you're not from there. If you're from there, okay, you can set some kind of corner shops, be selling your things. You can set something else, be doing your things. You know, if I would do, I would have advised her to buy a property inside the inner city.
Kidola, you mean if you're not from Africa, you cannot set up a business? Chinese are not from Africa, Indians either.
Chinese mentality is a total different mentality compared to the Europeans and especially these African Americans that are coming back to Africa. They might have good intention to come and find a peace. Oh, because they believe in everything is black and white. You understand? But a Chinese man, it will draw you. A Chinese man will come by following another Chinese man who's already settled in Africa. There's no Chinese man that will just come like that. First of all, there's other Chinese who's in Africa already for about 2-3 years, already know the system. You understand?
But they
Who already
started
have,
somewhere, right? They started
yeah, they
somewhere.
started somewhere, but you have to understand the Chinese man don't just dump money like that. You understand? You know, the Chinese man worried. It doesn't mean that the Chinese man has are not bond. They has already been bond. Only that the Chinese man have more endurance into the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So she is just an individual who saved a lot of his money, possibly for 5 years, 6, 7 years. She just boom, 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 boom. Is she already building on the property? I don't think so. You understand me?
No, she
You know?
just did the wall. She just like circle her
So
property.
even when she fenced the land round, they still break the fence and took some part of the land. You see what they did?
Oh, really?
That's why she said somebody took part of her land. They just carved the wall out. You know, I say, okay,
Yeah.
this belongs to you. This
They're
belongs.
just preying on her. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
They
because
know
she's easy
she's
target,
weak.
and there's even one more money for her. Before you know, they'll start even asking for relationship. Yeah, if you just date me now, I will just settle this your problem. If you just date me now, I'll just settle this your problem. You know, it's just bullshit. I feel sorry for because she's a human being. She work out for her money. And I just that's a place. This camera you people are bringing that. Even Liberians are not even going back to Liberia anymore. They're staying. I saw a Liberia girl supposed to go to Liberia. She said she's staying in Ghana. Ghana is not the new heaven. You know, Ghana is not the new heaven. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna
But
be rough.
people don't discourage them. I only want to tell them the real.
No, this
But
just
I
this.
just want to be real so that before you go, you prepare. But I'm
let,
sure with resilience, you
let me
know.
just tell you the truth. When you married, when you have husband or a wife,
I
it's from
know.
there.
Yeah.
Or you have a boyfriend that is from there. And he will use the power of his family to stand for you. We all know how Africa operates.
Yeah, I understand it very well.
You know?
Trust me. I'm not. It's not like I'm confused about anything. That's why I'm saying her standing alone. She's like she's not even protected. She's vulnerable because even the men in Africa, sometimes when they look at you, they cannot even some people don't even tolerate that you say no to them when they're trying to make some moves on you. You know, their ego, especially when they have power, their ego, they can use it against you. I think that's what that man was trying to do to her, kind of like.
Well, wait, and let me land here, right? Because I need to finish off my perspective. Now, ultimately, what we're told, at least on YouTube, for every African that can't tolerate a particular mindset from anyone else, we're just told that we're weak. So I do think it's a true assessment. I think if we're being fair, since we're supposed to be fair, if we were to summarize the state she's in a weak position. She's a weak, like for a lack of better term, she's just a weak person, given the context she's in. Now she has a lot of faith, and she's resilient, but she's very weak
She's
in her
vulnerable,
dynamic.
I would say.
Yeah,
Vulnerable.
but weak in the dynamics. Like she's breaking down, crying at the memory of what happened.
She
She's
should.
she's really trying to lean on the law because she doesn't have the she doesn't have the strength to bring what she wants into fruition just by the mere strength of her or her family or her boyfriend. She doesn't have that going for her. So yes, I think she needs to get stronger to operate in this climate, at least in the Ghana climate, sorry. And that's just the simple truth about it. She needs to get stronger. Otherwise, she's just going to keep getting taken advantage of. And that's the story as long as time. It is what it is,
Okay, Miss
Honorable,
Uganda, what do you think about like fairness, justice? Was it fair for them to treat her like that? Let's talk about that part. Because if not everybody is gonna be strong. A woman is made to be protected, by the society. Those men were supposed to be the people to protect her. And if you understand the reason why they're going there, they're desperately going there. Because I'm telling you, if I was a Black American, I'm not sure I'm gonna just easily pack up and go to those dusty country that doesn't have their stuff together. That's me, even like basically putting myself in that situation. And if you guys understand the reason why we're coming here and claiming this and trying to do this with you and reaching for your hands to work together, Do you think that in a professional setting, like this is not a personal relationship though? It was a professional relationship. That's the part I don't understand, because Ayoko was even in a romantic before relationship with ES, but this lady is dealing with professional. When you work in an office, you feel, I mean, you're not going to be guarded. You're not supposed to be guarded and be watching over yourself, like dodging people left and right. I don't think that, like, it's not only about her, though. It goes beyond that. Even other people, even potential client, customer, that the company is supposed to be like. A company is made to grow and make profit. So I don't understand why their feelings get in the way of that, dealing with the customer.
ES, whatever you want to call that lady, that lady business is like, he met Ayoko. He tried to use Ayoko to find her feet.
Use Ayoko.
Yeah, what I mean use through Ayoko. She bought a land, or Ayoko used
No,
the
don't even go
connection.
there. Just leave that.
Hold on, let me just explain to you what happened between that lady and
let
me explain to
follow
you.
He was
dead. Yeah, but I saw a tiny part not too long ago, because I'm just new in these things. Ayoko, that lady met another good-looking guy, a guy far more better than Ayoko. You understand me? Whoa, because that's the way they operate, right? It's not African women, right? You know, these people are free. They are free agents. You understand?
What do you mean?
When I mean free agent, like being with you doesn't mean that being real with you. You know,
she was real with you, Ayoko.
Being with look, in American way or European way, being with you doesn't mean that I'm really down for you. Look, if Africa dates a woman, right? The Africa is like the African man or the lady. Oh, this is my guy, this is my man. Want to hold on to it. You understand me? But in European way of life, it's a game. You understand? It's a game. I love you doesn't mean that I'm in love with you. You get what I'm saying? It's two different things.
I did not know that.
So when Africa are dating, Yoko thought, oh, this is my woman, but he said, not just like that, man. We kind of like kicking it, but not really kicking it. So he has found a good-looking guy, a muscular man, that far more bigger than Ayoko. So this is the guy. You understand? That's what I said. We're different in mindset. We're very, very different. But if it's an African woman dating Ayoko, would have been a totally different ball game, because it would have been like emotionally involved. Would I be always saying my husband? Ayoko will be saying my wife, even when they're not married.
Kidola, I'm gonna stop you. Don't even continue, because what you say is not true. You're saying it from the African men's standpoint. You guys have never taken the time to understand the woman, how they feel. That's the problem with Africa. That's the problem with Africans men. They don't take the time to learn and understand their woman's need. ES loved Ayoko. ES did not. You know how beautiful she is. She doesn't need any dusty prince like Ayoko. What is Ayoko? He doesn't even look good at all.
Oh, stop it,
ES is gorgeous. Do you understand? Any man she wants.
Mr. Uganda.
She can have any man she wants in Ghana. Okay?
Mr. Uganda.
You know,
you live in London, right?
Yeah, she loves her. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Mr. Uganda, you live in London, right? Right?
Yeah.
The relationship.
Oh no, not in London. I live in the UK, but yeah, in the UK.
You live in UK. Sorry. The way African people play relationship, is it the same way the Europeans, women, people that live in London playing the outer part a relationship?
No, we don't even act the same. Like,
it's not.
We don't even act the same. Like, you can just tell Africans move differently in relationships. Like we expect.
That's what I'm saying. That in Africa, let me just tell you, in Africa, if you're knowing a girl within a week, the girl can say "I love you" in time. Or just "I love you." The guy will say, "Yeah, I love you. I want you my wife now." They just go direct at once. But a foreigner, a European, can be dating you maybe for 6 months, even a year. She will never have to say "I love you." It will take time. Those feelings come with time. But Yoko have African mind of, because he is kind of like, not like real submit, but kind of like, okay, you just protect me as a bodyguard yet, while I'm here doing my thing with my YouTube, making some money, while I'm building some kind of a Muslim hut for people to come and pray here for spirituality. Yoko just thought, oh, this is my wife. But in ES mind, Ayoko is just a friend, but not somebody I'm in love with. And if you watch ES, it like guys that are very big, guys that are muscles, huge. When I mean big body, you know, you can see when he was talking to a guy in Accra, a Black American guy in Accra who is very huge. You could see the way her eyes were sparkling. Ayoko is not like that guy. Then what happened inside that village, that territory? He found a muscular guy who she think can take on Ayoko physically. The ES say, you know what? Goodbye, Ayoko. Then she become nasty. Ayoko thought he can use in Africa mentality on somebody that have Western mindset. So it didn't work. So this lady now that they try to what is going on her now on her land, the Africans are not taking advantage of her because she's nobody.
So let me say this right, Mameza. Why is it whenever someone tells you what they think about her behavior, you say this is what African men don't want to consider her perspective? African men never take the time to consider her perspective, but there are men all over who saw what she did was wrong. So maybe it's just that you're giving her too much grace, because everyone can see it a different type of way except for you. You're like locked into one perspective of what ES did. And it's nothing against ES personally, but you can clearly see that she was not behaving in her best mind when dealing with Ayoko.
Okay, let me respond to you. Well, listen, you guys just saw what happened, right? You guys did not see the aftermath or even the before, maybe. There was more to their story than just what we saw. And you saw them when they were in a state of mind. Ayoko first of all was drunk. It's not even like I'm holding everything he did that night against him, because I'm taking into account that he was drunk, right? She was operating from no clear mind, like fogging mind or whatever. So I'm talking about even around the issue, the way that Ayoko was somebody very vindictive, you understand? Just because it did not work between you and a man and a woman doesn't mean that you're gonna go out of your way to do everything to make her life miserable. And that's the typical, when I say African men, I'm not talking about people, especially people that have not even left Africa, because there's a difference between the African men in the diaspora and the African men that are still over there. We have a woman is not somebody to even like defend herself when you're doing her wrong. So when you do it, the typical African man takes it as you being defiant and used on trying to undermine his authority. He comes back at you very, very badly, even directly or using other people against you. And that's exactly what Ayoko did. Ayoko was somebody that did not want ES to excel even after him. You understand? Like he will still be after this woman. I remember people on his channel telling him to leave ES alone, because ES did not want to talk about it every day, but when she had enough of it, she would come and disclose what she was going through. You see, at the end, she left the place because she couldn't take it anymore, right? And everything she explained, I could see, because I have lived it with people with that kind of mindset. And that's a typical way of getting back at someone, when you will not let something go and still being there, using other people against her.
See, Ayoko, look, Ayoko is Ayoko is an African guy who lives in his Ayoko mindset is different. Ayoko way of playing into relationship is a different way of. It's a total different that village mindset way staying there. Don't blame Ayoko. You understand me? Ayoko thought by investing in her, holding her hand, giving
Let
her
it go.
attention.
You're a man.
Hold
That's
on,
exactly what Ayoko was saying. What are you
hold on.
gonna do about it,
That's what
Achidola?
that's what I'm
Yeah, but
telling you
not
now.
when
That
you're being played. Not when you're being played. Because remember
Because it didn't
Mameza.
work out, Mr. Uganda. They wanted to get
Yeah,
married,
but
right? It
Mameza,
didn't work out. Let it go.
Mameza. Ayoko was letting ES stay on the compound even after some time of breaking up. There are not a lot of men
The
who would
woman
do
was
that.
overpaying for the compound.
She should have had enough respect to leave the compound after the relationship ceased. She got too much liberty.
No. That part, I understand that part. I did a video on it.
Yeah.
There, she was wrong for that one.
Hmm.
I know how an African man will not tolerate that. That's a total disrespect, basically. I'm not talking
Mr.
about that one.
Mr.
That one, she was
Uganda,
wrong for that.
Mr.
But
Uganda,
that
see
was her American way.
when Africa man play a love, is different from the way European minded or Western minded people are behaving. Ayoko thought by giving that lady attention, try to act as a bodyguard, there might be the lady dropping her something once in a while. Ayoko thought, oh, this is mine. But you forget in Western world, there's nothing like mine.
Exactly. He was
You
being
said,
extremely
yeah,
possessive.
there's nothing like mine. It's all about. That's what I said. Love. You understand me? When I'm in love with you, it's different from I love you. You get what I'm saying? So Ayoko was thinking in that African form. Oh, I've crossed. This is my.
I can do anything and
I've
everything. I
yeah.
possess her.
I've invested a lot of my emotions in this place. But to the other person, it's not real like that. That person have his own type. His own type are big men. When I mean big men, really big men. Men who wear 4SL. You understand me?
Stop
You know what I'm
it,
saying?
Yola. You don't know.
You
Stop
know?
it.
No, that's not saying the truth. People
No,
type
she's
are
not like
no
that. Look at her. What does Bin Man? Bin
people
Man,
type are
he
different.
has nothing.
Wait, people type are very different. Doesn't mean that he's just settling now partially for something that he will not chase a type. She just because she's human being, she's just looking for attention also. Settle down with somebody who is using double SL, why is really after 4. Settle down for double S. That's like you're making it okay. Let me make it tight a little bit here. Maybe till I found my 4 times SL. Large, super large. You understand? So he was looking for super large, and that super large came along. Before that, he was already seeing them. All these super large black Americans that came to to she was looking for somebody close to the guys his date in United States. You understand me? Ayoko is too. Ayoko is a SL. You understand me? And it's not men that have big waist and big shoulders, tall and all those things. Then out of the blue for nowhere, he find this guy. You understand me? This Mr. Jim guy who Jim. Then forget the building he was building. Forget what was. This is the guy, and she would do everything to go to this guy. That's it was. She was a little bit hostile to Ayoko. Ayoko was shocked. Ayoko don't really understand. You don't own nothing because in Africa, a matter I own you because you're my woman now. Nah, does not go like that with the Western minded people like that. You don't own nothing. You don't own me. I'm a free agent. I can go anywhere I want. I can be agent here. I can be the other. That see the game that lady play. That's what these Africans are not playing now against this woman. One, this woman have no legal foundation to even fight for that land. You understand me? That's just the truth. It's a power. It's a power play of a team. Power play, and she have nothing. That's to say. Always be honest. Honesty help a lot when you honest. When you play trickish game with nice face, nice eyes, nice everything, but at the end of the day you are a big snake under the grass that will bite, and that bite will just be so so notorious, poisonous. You know, that she been bitten by a snake, a very huge one. You know, you can say she's crying, crying emotionally, crying financially, crying. You know, she doesn't know where to start. You think it's easy to save such big amount of money in United States where you pay your house rentage, you're paying for your lifestyle, you're paying for your car insurance, you're paying for your water bill, that you have to at least go out to have some little fun of a thing. Maybe you cut your phone, you cut your clothing down to save for some money to take to Ghana and invest and look for peaceful place to settle a more normal life. But from nowhere, somebody just came and wiped it away from you. It's not normal. That is one of the most disturbing things on earth. That's why I say any African American that are coming to Africa, forget this kumbaya. Forget your B1, B2, and B1 first. That's why I always promote be everything and for everything. I'm not on B1 because black people will hurt you. They will hurt you severely. You know, when I say I'm for pro everything, people say, nah, Kidola is so this, Kidola is so that. No, 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 no. I'm pro everything. Because you think, oh, this is mine, they will hurt you. And they will hurt you badly. You know, they will hurt you badly, very badly. You know, very, very badly. You can do nothing about it. She's gonna
So,
pay a big price.
so I just want to say about the whole ES thing. The only thing, not even the only thing, is something I neglected to say. Ultimately, like, because I have a lot to say about ES clearly. You know, I've said it time and time again. The one thing I will say, and this is the profound thing that's always been in the back of my mind, is that ultimately he was drunk. And I think even on Ayoko's live stream, he admitted that he had been drinking when he shouldn't. So purely because of that, that's the only reason as to why it can't be squarely put on ES. No matter if ES wanted another man, 4XL, 2XL, whatever. What at the end of the day, what set them apart was the day when he wasn't in his right mind. Ultimately, he couldn't approach the situation with a solution because he wasn't thinking clearly. So I think that's very, very big because I'm of the belief that you don't step into a situation to discuss an argument or disagreement if you don't have a solution in mind. So because I know how men get, you know, and because I know that he was still probably infatuated with her, he was on 10 and he was probably being very petty off the camera. He kept harping on which man have you gone with and stuff like that. And honestly, because he put himself in the position to talk with her when he couldn't think of a way out of it, a proper way, he lost control of the situation. And that's really why it spiraled out of control. Now, yes, obviously she was not in her, like, obviously she was acting away too. I see that. But like Mameza said, we still have the ability to walk away. So, and because he was drunk, I don't think he could have accessed that solution because he wasn't thinking of ways to de escalate the situation. I think he was trying to get even. So he was motivated, at least from what I saw, and this is me trying to be balanced and fair, like Mameza would say, right? In the video, you would notice that he was actually the only one filming. Like, I know she had her camera up, but really and truly, at her worst points, he was the one filming her at her worst points. And he was making sure to show that she was at her worst points. He wasn't motivated to, you know, de-escalate her and make her look in a good way because he felt disrespected. And I think that's the important thing here for him, is that ultimately,
Okay. Okay,
yeah,
Mr. Uganda, you even reminded me that. That's why I did not like him. When you're a man,
right,
right,
yeah,
you want to stay dignified. Keep your dignity. Your dignity is like to be to keep his integrity. It's up to you as a man. Like if I was a man, I wish I was a man, seriously. Like you don't put yourself in situation that is gonna make you feel less than a man. If your dignity is that important, if your ego is that important. What annoys me about the Dusty Prince is that this guy, after the breakup, he was on a mission to prove to people that ES was this, ES was that. That's unnecessary, Mr. Uganda. If you my son, I would tell you, you break up with the lady, move on. That's so petty to me. I don't like pettiness, especially coming from a man. You're supposed to be the man. The man has a lot of too much responsibility. Him trying to put ES down, showing ES like her bedroom or stuff like that, go filming. Don't do stuff like that. What kind of man is that? You guys want me to respect somebody like that?
Oh no, you're talking from the American view. American view.
Because in Africa nobody checks you guys.
Look,
That's what it
you're
is.
talking from
You've
the
been doing
American view. You have to
something for so long
you have to
that
understand.
you have normalized it.
You have to understand is this. You're talking from an American view. Look, there are a lot of Black American girls now coming to Africa to look for some of these African boys, right? You see, with some of them find out that these African boys are different, in the continent. These guys are different. These guys, a typical African guy will not be too affectionate like that. You understand me? Because look, in Africa, we're not used to holding hands. These are things you learn slowly from somebody that is introducing it to you. In Africa, we're not used to hugging. Our parents never really hug us. You understand? They rub their hands on your head. Hey, how you doing, boy? You understand? Right from when you were small, even when you were sitting, they just pick you up. Hey, hello, Bobby. When they put you there, they rub your head with their hands. They show you love through their eyes. So when you come to start coming to these African guys in Africa, in the continent, that have no such affectionate way of life, but they can do some certain things for you for them to show to you, okay, I really like you. You can see it in their eyes. You can see the way they behave. So if these guys are you want to rush towards them, what they're not used to, because if you come from the West, you're far more aggressive in terms of romantic way of life. You want to force yourself into that person by trying to hug, by trying to hold hand. What this artist is not used to, they will react to you in a very negative way, or you want to be in charge. Because in Western world, sometimes women are in charge in some certain things and some certain way of life. These guys are not used to.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I want to because whatever I'm going to say fits exactly where we are right now. So you're saying all this, but guess what? Since you're saying that you guys African has the way of this displaying affection or showing love and whatever, West, but are you not the same people that are copying the West? I'm seeing a lot of African men kneeling down to ask for a woman to marry them. Okay, where does that fit into that African way of life when it comes to?
Okay, that is the reason that these African girls who allow these boys to kneel down and say, "I propose to you," after this whole mess, he will be, he will, when he realize it, I say, "Whoa, I just put my knee on
exactly."
You see that this guy become more aggressive. You understand me? So what are you talking about? You understand
me?
They
don't even understand what kneeling down to propose to a woman means.
Because they just start kneeling down. It's not our culture to kneel down for a woman. So I want to marry.
No, it's not, because a woman is not held to the same standard as in the Western world. When Western people kneel down to ask a woman to marry them, that is very meaningful to them and to their relationship. And that means from then on, everything is gonna operate from that standpoint. That means they put
Mameza, what does it really mean though? Because the marriage rates in the West are terrible.
Let me tell you what that means. That's why the marriage breaks so much over there, because when it's not that anymore, we separate. But it's not this case in Africa. Marriage is supposed to last forever. And you agree with me that it's very hard for you to still love your wife, love like the first day that you met her or whatever, you fell in love with her, for 20 years or 30 years. No, that's an illusion. But listen, when Western people give a rock to the woman or whatever, that's a promise to make her their everything. Okay, if you research that, that's what that means. When you kneel down as a woman,
look,
the woman is having an honor to marry you. In our
let,
culture,
let,
it's the opposite.
let me tell you
Okay,
the truth. If you start losing
the
your
woman is
culture,
held at a high standard. You
if you
promise
start losing
to
your
honor
culture,
her, to
Mackenzie, look,
basically let her live.
women, they're all the same. Women, black or white, they're all the same. There's no different. The only thing is that
The expectations are
what
not the
woman
same.
respect in
Okay?
you is who you are. Don't change yourself and don't be fake. You understand me? Don't be fake. Just your character have to be the same. When a black man started become like a white man, then become a problem. Because at the end of the day, that lady is not marrying you for you to turn. You're an African man. Still behave like an African man. You understand me? Never change. You understand? Women are very patient. Men are not too patient to study a woman really too good. Women are very patient to study a man heavily. You understand me? Then when they study you, they observe it, they write it down in their brain. When you started changing, they say, why is it changing? You understand? I'll give you an example. I have a friend who's married to a European. But out of the blue, this guy started changing. He started changing from Africa to all kind of things he want to change to. The lady was confused. Start seeing this guy as very empty because this guy started losing his culture. Because somebody marry you, marrying into your own culture and who you are, your tradition, the way you do things. He didn't want to come and change you. He's just there to know you and you and you and you. A man's supposed to stand as a man. You are a lion. You understand? You're a lion. You're not a giraffe. You're a lion. A lion roll. That's a man. You understand?
Kidola, who wears the pen in your home?
I'm the one, the big boss and the whole boss. You understand? I'm the big boss and the whole boss. I never change. You know why? You know why? When I still wake up, I'm still the man. You understand me? And I have time to play, I have time to laugh. You understand me? I have time to just be on my own. You understand me? But that doesn't mean I change. I never lied. You know, what I said 5 years ago, I will say it now. You understand me? But I still hold on to my culture strongly. I still wake up, I still carry my tree stick, I still use tree stick to do my mind before I go and brush my teeth. And I still give my children the different tree stick I have in the cup. I say, take the tree stick, clean your mouth, and go and take the toothbrush, go and brush your teeth. You understand me? So when you started changing yourself, you started losing your Africanness out of you. What made you as an African? Then you now become an empty man. You know, so you don't become empty. Nobody know you anymore because who are you? You're a bit tied to a culture. You understand me? But when you start losing that culture, then you now become so very empty. When all these African people are kneeling down and asking for marriage with an African girl, it's not that girl mindset. Because African women are naturally pocket watchers. Do you have money to take care of me? Can you feed me? You get what I'm saying? No, that's just the truth. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. You cannot carry an African woman and say you cannot eat tomorrow or today. Sorry, it's not going to work. You understand? That's just the truth. You know, that's just the truth. First of all, it's food. What the African woman will not shout off is food. That food more always be at home. You know, all this flour bringing roses is not for them.
Yeah, no,
Just
it's not.
let
That's
that.
why it doesn't work. Like that when I see that picture when my African men kneeling down. Listen, and the place a woman has in the marriage, it's not the same place. And I mean, for an African marriage, it's not the same place the woman is in a Western world. They have a different culture. Like they will go mad. They will do everything to please their wife. In African culture, it's not necessarily that you understand. Well, even when you get married to a man, you know exactly where your place is. So you don't have to give her that illusion that okay, I'm going to kneel and give you a rock. I don't even know what that means. It means nothing in our culture, to be honest with you. the woman was gonna be even the one to like beg the men to marry them. In Africa, you are groomed to get married when you're growing up. Your accomplishment is when it's your marriage. It's when you find a man and create a home and start having children. That's basically your destination. You can be a doctor, you can be anything. If you're not married, that respect is not there. So when I see an African man asking a woman, can you marry? What the hell does that even mean? It's like an insult to me. Go talk to my family. Like, instead of asking me all that stuff, go talk to my family. Let them start the process and see if you even like a good match for marriage or stuff like that. So when I'm seeing us walking away from the thing that makes us who we are, and that we really know and understand, it breaks my heart, to be honest with you. Commenting, and then you guys do that for Instagram and YouTube, and then 2 months later, they're breaking up. It's been happening a lot in my community. I'm like, stop doing that. Stop making yourself look ridiculous. And you guys meet all these women outside. They haven't been even vetted yet by the family, because normally before you even marry a woman, your family has to approve that woman. Yeah, she has to pass the test. You don't just go bring any man or woman of like, okay, I love him, I'm going. Marriage is not about love. You guys want to make it seems like marriage is about love, but love finished. Love is not going to last forever.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, that because our way of life is really, 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 I understand. I've also learned the other culture side of life also, but I also speak my own mind also, that in life, Africa way, divorce is very difficult because both parents started coming involved. You understand me? They started coming involved into this, or if they're not in that, or if they're not in that environment.
Funny.
You understand me? Or if they're not in that environment, you know what I'm saying? Because really, Africa way is totally different. I can understand
No.
if Africa person meet a foreigner, it can be overwhelmed with the especially if the guy, sometimes Western women are very smart because they study you and everything, so they can shower you so kind of things you have never seen in your life. You understand me? They might not disturb you for anything, just like the way the black woman maybe will disturb you for something that you have to run head or scatter for anything. They might not. They might show you really deep something you have never experienced in your life before. You understand me? But you have to also understand that all these things at the beginning is just the way it is. But as time goes on, only the African relationship, the love grow later, slowly. You understand me? The love start coming up when you're already involved, married, and then you start building on those loves. You understand me? Started growing slowly. In the children coming and all this started coming in. The emotions started bonding slowly and everything. So we're not really people in Africa who just say, "I would die with," it does not really go like that. And that's what is the problem in Nigeria now, because Nigerian society become more fake. You understand me? It become more fake. That's the problem. What is going on in Nigeria today? They so want to copyright the other side of the culture
I
that they're not even used to.
agree.
You understand me? That
Fake.
Yeah, they're so fake that they so want to involve and playing this card. Why at the end of the day, the African culture will come out of them. Then
that's what I
they
said. Like we play all this thing until the African way takes over. That's what I always say. Like they joke, but when it gets to them, they reverse everything. It's so funny to me.
Even that's what you can see this. You can see this Nollywood is not really surviving because those are the fake ones. You can see all these baby Nigeria was going to all these big brother houses. When these guests are out, they become like what would they call a shower? You understand me? There's nothing.
I forgot what that means. Oh, I forgot.
Prostitute.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So
there's a lady, a Nollywood person. Is she from Nollywood? Well, she's like a famous person in Nigeria, right? The other day I was watching a live. There's a guy on YouTube I really like. I think his channel is gonna blow. He doesn't have a lot of view now, but he's gonna blow eventually. Yeah, I like the way he conducts himself, and he's a professional. He looks like he's a psychiatrist or a psychologist, something like that. He really gives good advice on relationship and all that, professionally, and also just like personally, you know. He was talking about a woman in Nigeria that kind of like lost her mom, and people came from the wake for the wake keeping and assist her, and then she gave this gift to the guests. It was a how do you call it? Oh my God. It was the she gave a gift back to the visitor, and when they got home, they found that it was dildos. She gave them dildos for gift, you know, and they were
Yeah,
offended. And
yeah.
the lady
That is
said,
that is offensive.
"Huh?
That is offensive. That is
That's
offensive.
offensive. Do you get something? Oh my God, it's so inappropriate, out of place. It wasn't even a marriage. I don't know, even if it's a marriage. I don't know, or maybe a bachelor. That's for
No,
people.
yeah, because some people are just too fake now. No, they're just too fake there, you know. But let me just tell you the truth. The fakeness is affecting the relationship there. You know, that's why when you see all these men, they can just Nigerian men would say, okay, now runs gay. When you start saying now runs gay, me to say, now hook up and everything. I don't trust that. You see a girl still not yet married there, girl that's supposed to be married, and especially if you go to the city of Lagos, you see a lot of girls there, no husband, the guys are not really permanent, then they self also not even permanent anyway, because what they're looking for is as you watch on, they're watching in TV, you understand, is they're looking for this super kind of relationship, you understand me, you
But
know,
Kidola,
and they
you the
also look
person that was you were arguing with me the other day that Nigerians were not getting brainwashed. Now you like have
No, what
putting
I
out
mean, no, what I mean, brainwash is this: is that they're going towards this kind of relationship that never really worked for them. What I'm saying is this: is that we talk about nailing down. In Nigeria, they also nailing down the mall, want to make it exotic, make it look like
just
a
for the picture
noise. Yeah, just for the picture and for the Instagram.
for
You know what I mean?
Instagram.
They're going far and all those things. But at the
And
end of the
then
day,
2 miles from after kneeling down and make this all this romantic second to the girl, they're gonna be like slapping you like
well, yes, yeah, because the guy will start, because a friend will start dissing him. You know what I mean? Like, whoa, but you just do that. You understand me? Little or later, when you put with friends, men are stand, they'll start, man, wow, man, you're kind of like a woman rapper. You understand? They start using words that will piss you off. You know what I'm saying? So it does not really work like that. What I'm trying to say is Africans have to be African in their behavior, in their culture. Don't change who you are. You understand me? I understand if you live somewhere like in London, you see, this British, some British Nigerian guys are going to Nigeria to look for husband, very upset because they don't trust the Nigerian guys who are in Britain also. You understand me? If you
they don't trust you like Mr. Uganda.
no, they don't trust person like
That's
Mr. Uganda
true. No, it's true though.
because Mr. Uganda will not have that kind of commitment, you know, like okay, because Mr. Uganda know the system. They will date you maybe for 1 year, then dump you. You understand me?
They
But
start
those that
fighting with women. Only in the
but
West, I've seen men fighting with women, like as if women are
so
like.
some of these girls are crazy now. You see, they're going to Nigeria. A lot of them going down there. Even their mothers even forcing them to go down there. They will visit first. They'll try to make a friend. You know, try to know you. Only that they are far more different from the Africans that are in Africa. Why? Because they're not coming really to watch your pocket in Nigeria. You understand me? So they're like coming to really know you, try to talk to you. But at least you be average guy. You understand me? Not rich, but at least average that can take care of himself. And sooner or later, they'll start buying you clothes, try it. When they into you, they can start might be doing things. But you can see that then these guys, you have to be lucky because this guy want you to uproot them to London or to UK. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's just the way it is because the ones in home with the London, the UK guys are thinking, okay, these are far more better. They will marry me. Let me know. Maybe they're pretty soon. They'll just go to Africa and look for a husband there. Americans, come December to Nigeria, you see a lot of girls and boys, especially girls from UK, America. They come in there to look for men for potential husband material. You understand me? You know, so that just not even Nigerians, even black Americans are even coming to Nigeria, trooping in to also look for their heaven there. You know what I mean? You know, So that just it's just there's a big cultural differences, that is, if it take time to learn it, you will learn it, but it take time. You'll be
Well, we
patient.
can. I believe they can be reconciled. They can work together. It's not as if they're so up. They somebody like you, ES is so. You're talking about being feminine. She's so feminine to me and humble. To be honest with you guys.
ES learned it. ES learned that. He learned that also.
No,
It's
she's
not just
like that.
fun.
She's a spiritual
No.
person. That's what keeps her calm. That's how she is. You have to watch her.
What is spiritual in Africa? Spiritual is voodoo.
She doesn't. But what's wrong with
look,
voodoo? I love voodoo.
All these people who said they are spiritual. Western spiritual is far more different for African type of spiritual.
Spiritual is spiritual. You listen to your
was
spirit.
far more stronger than than all this one that see that they see bear flying and all these things. Look, ES have his own type. Your type. ES have his own type. Oyoko is not ES type. You understand me? But he didn't let Oyoko understand the time. That was just a misunderstanding. That's why I say ES like big waist, big men with big shoulders.
She likes what?
You like big waist men, giant, You like ES like.
Oh my God. What do you mean
not a tiny waist.
No,
waist.
I'm just honest to you. ES like men with big clothes. You understand me? You like super S, super large, double, 4 times large kind of short sleeves and t-shirts, and men with big jeans and big shoes and all those things, Yoko is a lightweight who drive scooter and all these things around, So that just ES type. Yoko is not really his type. Yoko is an average looking guy with nice, like normal typical African guy with nice shape and everything. That is not just a type. Otherwise, if Yoko was a type, why ES have to be looking for somebody also? I will train you to lose weight. That what the other guy came with. It's like a personal coach, which is just right from the beginning. Will never be a personal coach.
When you don't take care of what you have, somebody else is just.
No, it's not about taking. It's not about taking care. Western people mind are far more freer. They are free agent. They are free bird. You understand me? They go for what they like. It's just their choice. It's just everything. ES might one day dump that girl so when they see another bigger one.
I don't think so.
Because she's getting older. She need to settle down. Not about say you have to understand. Come a time a woman will turn. A guy will not even say hello. Have you ever not seen that? For 10 years or 3 years, a woman will just be walking around. No guy will say, "Hey, how you doing?" No, because sometimes some women also get expired also. But just the truth. It's not about anything. Women, if a woman is not too down to it, a woman also can also feel the loneliness. It's about loneliness. Loneliness is very bad, both for men and women. You understand? Human beings are people who communicate with other people. That's just the truth.
It looks like you have a lot of relationship advice. Maybe we're gonna make a.
No. I don't. No. I don't have. Really, I don't have. I'll tell you, I don't really have. I'm somebody.
Okay,
who
Mr. Uganda, do you have anything else to say? We gotta close out.
I was just gonna say about like the whole Africans going to Africa thing. We call them summertime Africans over here. They're the one, like they're the ones who always manage to remember they're African when it's time for July, June, and you know what I mean. And they just go to Africa and they just go to party. That's why it's actually
Ghana, right? They do that with Ghana too.
Yeah, they just go for summer, then they come back, and then they forget they're African, and they remember every summer, and it's just a thing. I just think it is. And to be fair, I agree. There are actually a lot of Africans who are my age who are actually seeking relationships with Africans back home. I guess, we're just looking for something different, and so
That's true. Yeah.
That's what we went to. But to be fair, there's been a lot of complaints about the African girls here too. Remember when Kwesi was in the space? Kwesi used to go on and on about Ghanaian women being ungrateful, money hungry. He said that they're always looking at your pockets. He said that they're like animals after money. And you know, so he got a woman from Eswatini, South
Yeah.
Africa, who's actually in Africa. So I'm telling you, at least the black people in the UK, I'm telling you, when they're done with the pool over here, they just look to Africa. And
Yeah.
then if it doesn't work back in Africa, we're looking at the Caribbean, then elsewhere. Like we go literally in that order. I didn't even want to be like them. It just happened that way. So we just stopped looking here, we looked
So you like
Africa.
that too? Yes,
Yeah,
so
we
like
just we literally do things the same way,
even
no matter
first
what.
generation, like you guys are first generation African. You should be able to still have those I mean like values like from African. But listen, the reason why they say that African women um look for, you know, that is very important in it's determinant in relationship. I'm never gonna marry a man that's not gonna take care of me. Never on earth. Never. I'd rather be by myself. That's what makes you a man. That's what's gonna make me respect you, to be honest with you. If I'm there's no way I'm gonna like go with someone that I can. You have to be a man. I'm not gonna be a man.
Jollof rice have to always be on top of table every.
No way. You have to take care of me. No, even if I'm a doctor, you have to take care of me. You have to be I want safety, security. I want that. That's why our dad, like, to marry that's why you have to be. You don't just find a man on the street and he gives you a ring and you like marry me. It doesn't work like that in Africa. No, you have so much. We have to like basically like do the background check on your family, see what kind of family you're coming from, what kind of like stuff that happened in your family. They have to be spiritual, financial, even physical, even health. What background check on your family before you enter that family, because marriage in Africa is a family issue. It's not even about you and I getting married. Nobody cares about you and I. It's about the two families. You guys are just the tip of the iceberg. It's
Mark
the
Mays
two
is not-
family.
Mark Mays is pure African now. No hate on Africa. To now you're talking this now. You're not hating African men are this or that now. See, let me round up. African culture. If you look, Mr. Uganda, it seems like born in the UK, right? So Mr. Uganda
Yeah.
might have some African culture from his father and mother, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They
The
should be able
food,
to marry first generations.
the food, the way they eat, the way they talk, and pass from the culture and tradition to him, right? But Mr. Uganda also have another culture, which is the British culture. That right when he was going to school, he learning from there, the teacher accent, the territory, the environment, and the way he see things. You got a way of saying things. Yeah, you will understand African culture, but if you want to apply it, he will. To him, he might apply it to the ability he will able to tolerate at that will not dissatisfy him. You understand me? Not fully direct to Africa way or Uganda way of culture, but Mr. Uganda might be even able to handle more the Caribbean who live in UK there than really an African person, because Mr. Uganda have even when he have the African culture on him, but you have to understand your environment also influence big part of you a lot. The way he thinks, the way he do things, the way what make him laugh, what make him happy is totally different for how he will feel to compare Uganda woman coming, because when the typical Uganda woman from Africa is coming, it will be he have to adjust first of all to come to that woman's level of nuances and all those things. What will make her feel this thing. But it will take time. But if that's what he really wants, he can sacrifice the UK culture, maybe cut 80% of UK culture off and just go back to his father and mother way of life. The lady might understand, oh, this is not typically Uganda guy, but okay, let me teach him the Uganda way of societies. But you have to be very patient also. So, Mr. Uganda, please consider that when you're making your choice. I know you're not yet married. If these Caribbean guests are your eyes, don't look at it too deep. Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Mr. Kidola. Always a pleasure to have you here. You want to say something to end, Mr. Uganda?
I really enjoyed it. So, yeah, nothing really to add. Just thank you for having us, and it's been cool. My only thing is going to be that I'm always going to look at what everyone could have done to change their situation. So even if it's a woman, even if it's a man, grandparent, whatever, there's always more we could do to remedy the situation. And so that's what I'm always looking for. But yeah, great show and thank you for having me.
All right, thank you for being here. As always, yeah, you're one of my my first and always person. You're the one that's always here.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. It was a good show today. Bye, and thank you to other people.